Crossover. Oh, killer crossover. Just crossover. It just crossed him over nastily.
Another victim to the crossovers. Cross him up and sit him down.
Hey, the crossover.
Hey.
You know, the crossover, I didn't know if you knew this. It's powered by Everlevel Concrete Repair in Omaha. You can find them at everlevelconcrete.com.
That's right. That is right. Hello.
I need something to do today. Do you have any suggestions? Because here's my thing. I typically get home at 11:30. And for too long, Connor Happer, I just get home and I just rot in my apartment. And I really don't maybe I'll go and work out or I'll go on a walk, right? But it's not like I'm not working out every day or anything. For the most part, I just go home. And it's just, I don't know, it's kind of depressing. It just becomes a little depressing where I'm just sitting, I'm either napping or I'm sitting in the family room. And it's I've come to at times dread going home because I'm all I'm gonna do is just rot here. And
So you need a little bit of you need a little bit of time to catch up. You gotta get right.
What do you mean? Like catch up on the sleep?
Catch up on rest. Yes,
Yeah.
rest.
Well, there's but the problem is that if I take a nap, when I close my eyes and I take that nap, I'm done. I'm not.
That's it.
That's it.
You can't wake yourself up.
The day's over. The day is done.
Oh, that's
because by the time I wake up, I'm too tired to
Why don't you just do a little 1 hour situation?
There's no such thing.
Well, you could set an alarm.
There's no such thing.
You could do it. I believe in you.
No, I would. I've done that multiple times, and then I'm I'm going to go back to bed.
Okay.
So I've been doing things right.
Naps are fun.
But I've been doing things to actively be, walking around and being happier and not just riding.
Right, go take a walk. Then.
Well, I went to Nebraska crossing. Right, that was fun. Spent some money, did some shopping. Then I spent a day in the old market. That was enjoyable.
Yeah,
that was a good time.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you don't want to do those things anymore.
I did a day at the zoo. I did the zoo. That was awesome. That was one of my favorite days ever. It was incredible.
Why don't you go to Block 16 and bring us a sandwich?
Oh yeah.
Okay. No, I'm not gonna.
Why not?
I'm not gonna buy you lunch. But
you don't have to. I'll give you some money.
If you gave me money, I would go and pick up lunch for you. Yeah, exactly. Maybe I do.
I don't know. I haven't seen what their special is today.
How about this? What if I do a Kansas City lunch today?
Are you considering going to Kansas City for lunch?
It would fill the time.
It would be a good bit. I mean, it'd be funny.
It would be. It's a great idea. Go get some Q39, have a beer, walk around, and
drive 3 hours to be there for an hour to drive 3 hours.
I've done it. I've done Kansas City for lunch. I recommend Kansas City for lunch. You could do it.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be that crazy. You'd be back about 6 or whatever, and
I could.
Yeah.
Is there anything else?
Why don't you drive to Denver and fly back?
No, no. Well, I will. It'd be funny. Gary's flying back from Denver right now.
Fly to Denver and drive back. Rental car.
Yeah, go get Gary.
Would I get back to Omaha in time if I flew to Denver?
If you hopped on a flight to Denver in the next 2 hours, yeah, you could easily drive back.
You know, Denver seems like the airport seems like a type of place that I would love to hang out in for multiple hours.
Not the Denver airport. The Illuminati might get you.
That place is unnecessary. Why is it so big?
Well, it's not unnecessarily big. It's big.
It's big. It's just big. So big.
It's a hub of many airlines.
Is that just because Denver's in the middle of the country and so there's a lot of connecting flights that go?
Yeah, it's a hub of, I think, United, Southwest flies a lot through there.
But I need, and look, even in the YouTube chat, if you got Omaha things Matt could do to pass time and avoid winter depression.
All right.
You go to the Luminarium.
There you go.
What's that?
It's a science museum downtown by the arena.
I actually met the guy who runs the science museum. I told him I would go to a Storm Chasers game. And
you got to hook up with that guy.
And I didn't.
See what he's up to.
Let me find his name. I took a picture. I went to
You up?
No, I went to a charity event at the Omaha Children's Museum for the Kentucky Derby.
That's right.
And I met this guy at the Kentucky Derby thing. And then I was like, "You like horses?" And he was like, "No." And I'm like, "Okay." And then we started talking. He's like, "I like baseball." I'm like, "Oh, okay."
Have you been to the hockey exhibit at the Durham?
There you go. Hockey. It's called hockey.
Really? I've never heard of that before.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Josh probably went over the weekend.
I did not actually.
Josh was too busy in Poop Town.
Poop Town.
It's called El Dorado.
I call it Poop Town.
Oh, you went ahead and I thank you for taking that picture of the water bottle in the bathroom and clearing my name.
Yeah. Somebody left a water bottle in the bathroom in El
It was you.
Dorado.
Oh, okay. Oh, we had a situation. I believe it was Friday, right? Where somebody.
No, that was me.
Okay.
Whenever
there's a bottle without a cap on it, we know who it is.
That was.
I don't know why you take the caps off.
That was tough because
when you get done drinking it, put the cap back on.
Let me tell you why that was tough. I left that bottle there and I left it there for like 20 minutes. And then well, maybe it was because I was here in the office a ton on Friday.
You were.
I was getting ready for
Prepping.
my game. So I left that bottle maybe there for half an hour. And when I was driving, because I just did a quick pit stop back home before I came back, when I was driving to my house, I was like, oh crap, I forgot the bottle. I knew I didn't throw it away. And I was hoping that nobody would catch it. And just in that time frame, Josh Hodson snapped it. Now, better that it was by the mailboxes as opposed to the bathroom. If it was in the bathroom, that would have been
pretty close to the bathroom. Pretty close. I can imagine that thing was headed for the bathroom at some point, or probably was in the bathroom. Nearly got left in the bathroom. Here's one from Aaron.
Yeah,
Aaron.
Go to the SAC Museum.
Oh yeah,
the SAC
that's a good one.
Museum.
The
Strategic Air Command.
Strategic Air Command Museum. There's a bunch of planes.
I've been told that. Isn't there a famous person's desk there? Isn't like Woodrow Wilson's desk at the...
Whoa, I don't know.
Or something like that?
I don't know. Go to the Joslin. You live right close to the Joslin.
What's the Joslin?
The Joslin Art Museum.
I don't do art museum.
Okay.
The desk George W. Bush used to address the nation during 9/11 is at the SAC Museum.
There you go. I didn't even know that.
I didn't know that either.
I haven't been to the SAC Museum since I went on a field trip as like a fourth grader. I really liked it then.
That is a good point. Like they tell us that, oh my God, Chicago has such great museums, and I tell them, I really just go you just go like once as a middle schooler and once as a high schooler, and you played with the tornadoes and you kind of did it all.
Pretty much it.
Yeah, like the Shed Aquarium, like that's cool too.
Yeah,
but it's just like, you have that experience, and you're like, how much science do I really need?
When I go to towns, or cities, like I don't feel the need to go to museums unless it's DC.
Okay, so that is.
I went to the museums like once, and that was good. I would probably go again.
I had such a great time in DC because I went to the museums. And I was the Holocaust Museum was incredible.
But when you go to other cities, what do you like? What are you looking for?
So food. Number one is food.
Same.
When I'm in a city, I want to eat. When we went to South Carolina, the famous place called Salty Dog, I was like, I want to eat the Salty Dog. When we go to Florida, I go food, like give me seafood. I want to eat as much exotic, freshly caught seafood as I possibly can.
Absolutely.
When I'm in California, I'm like, I know they have great sushi in California. I'm like, sushi, give me the sushi. Number 2 is the pool. I go to the pool.
Like the hotel pool?
The hotel pool. Okay.
That's like dead last on the list for me.
But now I'm more talking about like if you're in a beachy area, right? If you're in Florida, if you're on a Florida vacation, you go to the pool. Now, if I'm in like DC, if I'm on a metropolitan vacation, then I'm honestly, I haven't been on enough to really tell you what I would do.
Gotta go see some cities.
That's the thing. So I'm more of because my vacations have only ever been my parents take me on vacation. I've never been on my own traveling vacation.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Like that's what Vegas
Well,
is.
you'll start to go on some bachelor parties.
Yeah.
And you'll see some cities.
But I imagine like without a doubt, even when I'm with my parents or not with my parents, which will be the usual now, not being with them, it will be food. I just want to eat the local food.
I think that's a strong choice.
I've always been to sporting event guy. If I'm in a city, I want to go to that team's sporting event.
Agree.
Like when I go to Vegas, I'm going to be looking for a Vegas Golden Knights game.
Yeah.
I would love to do that. What do you look for?
Same. Hey, food.
Do you look for bars? You're like, hey, I want to find a bar to go to.
Not at all.
Okay.
I have many bars. I live in Omaha.
That is true. There's a lot of bars.
Many, many bars. By the way, Alan writes in.
Hi, Alan.
He says, can't believe they took Family Fun Center from us. He could have gone there.
Oh, yeah.
I know.
What's
now,
Family
that would have
Fun
been
Center?
really cool if you were just at Family Fun Center for a little while.
What's that?
It's just an arcade.
Putt-putt
Yeah.
place.
Yeah.
It was big in the 90s.
Nice.
72nd and Dodge
Yeah.
right there.
Do they have a pump it up here?
There's a Raising Cane's there now.
Oh, wait. 70. So that used to
Right
be
there.
the Family Fun Center?
Right there. Yep.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, that was the hub of all entertainment and fun in Omaha.
We used to have that in Chicago too, where you just did a bunch of it was.
They turned
it was
to
that.
Family Fun Center XL,
Yeah.
and then it was gone. Maybe the library will open up soon. You could just go spend some time and hang out with the vagrants at the library.
I'm okay. I'm fine. The vagrants. What's a vagrant? I don't even know what that.
Unhoused people.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
That's
All right.
where they will be.
I tried getting out to Maple on Saturday.
Oh, yeah.
I tried.
Why?
I texted. I want to discover.
Star Wars Feed says Family Fun Center was intense, and Matt would not have been able to handle it.
I think I would.
Wow.
What do you mean it was intense and I wouldn't be able to handle it?
It was intense. It was the kids would be challenging you to play whack-a-mole.
What was it? Jail? What was it? It was at a penitentiary.
You would be trying to break the world record on skee ball and fail over and over again.
I definitely know. I'm the small hoop. The Papa Shot.
Uh-huh.
I'm a Papa Shot king. I held the Papa Shot record at my local Chuck E. Cheese for a very long time.
Wow.
And when I went back and somebody beat me, and I go, I got to reestablish.
That
here.
makes a lot of sense.
That
makes a lot of sense.
Why does that make a lot of sense?
It just feels like you would.
And then
would do that.
And then I became Then I went back when I was older with my little cousins, and I got. I couldn't do it. I was just. Problem is that I go
Game passed you by,
dude. It's just I'm out. I lost my prime. My prime was when I was 13, and I went back with the little cousins. The problem with me going to Chuck E. Cheese with little cousins is then it becomes about me.
Little cousin.
Yeah. Yeah. I was shocked to hear that you don't listen to any House Rules podcast.
Absolutely, I'd never have listened to a second of it.
He calls a grown man cuz the entire time.
Yeah, that's his name, I guess.
Is that still going on?
I think so.
Okay,
he's doing pods.
Good for him.
He's got a lot of time for pods this week. I see the clips every now and again, and I don't watch them, but I see the clips.
What's up, cuz? That's what he said.
I wonder who we'll have on this week. Albino Tornado writes in.
Hi, Albino Tornado.
Took my middle school age daughter to Mosi, Field, Adler, and Shed one summer. Awesome. No notes. Chicago.
Oh yeah. Shed Aquarium's off.
Chicago.
Whoa.
Chicago.
Matt Rule's top 3 sports movies of all time.
Whoa. All right. Can we guess? This?
Oh, is that a topic this week?
Yes.
Remember the Titans because he loves culture building.
Nope.
Okay.
I would have thought something like
Miracle for sure. Without a doubt.
Nope.
No. Bull Durham.
No.
Field of Dreams.
Nope. Wrong sport.
I don't know my coach.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. Okay, so can you give me each of the sports?
Okay, that's fair.
Give me each of the sports.
Football, basketball, soccer?
Okay, Hoosiers for sure.
Airbud?
That is correct, Matt.
Hoosiers without a doubt. Matt Rule is totally. I could see Matt Rule doing
that for sure.
Doing the tape measure thing,
All right, so his favorite football movie, it's got to be Off the Grid. Is it? So I haven't seen it.
Is it The Game Plan with The Rock and Madison Pettis?
It is not. Actually, Connor, I think you might have seen this movie because it's a movie for children.
Is it The Little Giants?
That's correct, Matt.
Oh, I've definitely seen Little Giants.
Yeah,
that makes sense. Matt Rule. That feels right. And then
soccer movie. I'm just going to give it to you because neither of you are going to get
The Beautiful
this.
Game.
It is a movie from 1981 called Victory, starring Sylvester Stallone and Michael Caine.
You and Matt Rule should do a movie podcast.
Wait, Sly and Michael Caine are in a soccer movie?
Yep, I've never heard of this before. That's on me. I'm not.
When you do Michael Caine.
Pele is in this.
Oh, wow. He does love Pele.
He plays a corporal.
All right.
The head of a German POW camp, soccer enthusiast Karl von Steiner, organizes a match between Nazi players and their allied captives.
Could you come up with a more generic Nazi name than von Steiner? That is just zero effort there.
Nice. All right. So that's the topic on this week's House Rules. We are getting a Matt Rule press conference today. I was worried for a second.
Someone asked him about Victory.
Why would there not be a Matt Rule press conference?
I don't know. Sometimes they just don't do it during the bye week. What is there to say? But
he played well.
As always, there's a lot to say.
There's always a lot to say. Talking about TJ
Latif.
Matt Rule goes up there, goes, I'm a Teefy. Dylan can go in the transfer portal.
I think we're all Teefies now.
That's what I said. I go, we're all going to have to be Teefies.
Teefies.
Teefy.
He was looking good. He was looking good.
He was looking very good. And we got a lot of calls about it. And apparently Dylan Raiola is the worst thrower of the football of all time.
Whoa. Is that true?
That's what some people were saying.
I mean,
How was Big Red Overreaction?
It was tame.
Tame.
It was tame. It was.
What time did you guys go till?
1:30. Yeah.
Boy.
Yeah. I asked Joey, I go, are there any bars here that close at 3 a.m.? And he goes, he goes, yeah. I go, you want to go? He goes, no.
I believe it's a
tracks.
law to close at 2. Right?
Two,
Well,
yeah.
apparently Joey told me that he knew some bars that close at 3 a.m. So maybe Joey's got some secret spots.
Joey definitely would. I buy that.
Joey, I think, I don't know, maybe Joey's in some
So
sort of,
after all
like,
that,
mafia or
after
whatever.
all that, you wanted to go sit, you wanted to go belly up at a bar
Yeah,
and
I did.
have a conversation with somebody.
Yeah, why not?
I don't-
Well, is there anything? I don't know of a lot of things better than just going to a wooden bar, just sitting down,
A
and having-
wooden bar.
and having like 3 different beers. Taking a Budweiser, Busch Light, Coors Light.
Why those 3?
You just mix it up, man.
Okay.
You just got to.
Usually
get some
people
variability.
stick with one or the other.
Nah, I like to make the whole. I'm a regular at a bar.
That's what he did when we went out. He had 3 different,
Domestic.
he
cheap beers.
he worked his way through the whiskey menu.
Well, so when I go
3 at a
when I
time.
go to Proof Whiskey in Midtown, that's my Friday tradition. I have a system. I get a mixed drink off of their menu, one of their specialty mixed drinks.
Yeah.
Then I get a pour of a whiskey, and then I get a whiskey diet.
Dude, you are feeling it by that point, probably.
Yeah. And then I just walk home.
That's crazy, man. You got so much free time.
Yeah, it's awesome. It's just literally like I live 2 blocks away from there, so it's just like I had those drinks, and then I walk home. Thank you. Shout out Frank. That's my guy.
Enjoy it. Enjoy all your free time.
No, I've noticed, I had this conversation with my mother,
Mother.
and I'm like, I spend a ton of time around 30-year-olds and 40-year-olds.
Old ass B
I
words.
actually
That's right.
spend probably like 80% of my days around, grown men, right? And grown women too. And I'm realizing that like all this time that I play video games and watch sports and just go to the zoo or, all that stuff, it's going to be pick up and drop off for the kids, and it's going to be soccer games and, PTA meetings and school events. And
You don't have to
whatnot.
think about that.
No, but I'm like, I've realized that. And
You don't have to join the PTA either.
I will tell
you
you,
really don't.
I'll tell you right now, you have given me some great advice.
I'm not joining no friggin' PTA.
Look, I honestly think that Connor Happer's given me some of the best advice in life, just in terms of living it, just be present. Thank you.
Just do whatever. Do whatever makes you happy.
So,
And you got a late night tomorrow night.
yes, I do. I'm happy. It's going to be fun. It's going to be great basketball. Can't
Awesome.
wait.
That you'll definitely be able to watch. I did get an email from YouTube TV over the weekend.
Whoa, what did they say?
Here's what they
Are you
said.
going to get your $20 stimmy check?
They made
That's right.
me even more triggered somehow than I
Oh my
was
God.
before.
What did they tell you?
All right.
Here's the thing. I'm already the sucker that has bought this ESPN all-inclusive package. So I've been fine.
Hi, Connor. We've been working in good faith to negotiate a deal with Disney that pays them fairly for their content and returns their programming to YouTube TV. We know it's been disappointing to lose Disney content, and we want you to know that we deeply appreciate your patience. In light of the disruption, we're offering our subscribers a $20 credit. Exciting, right? Here's the next line. Over the next few days, hasn't happened yet, you will receive a follow-up email with instructions on how to redeem your $20 credit for YouTube TV. And once redeemed, this will be applied to your next bill. We remain committed to working with Disney to bring their content back to YouTube TV. And as always, Flaming managers have the ability to pause or cancel at any time. Thanks for your membership, the YouTube TV team. So they don't just do it. You have to claim.
Yeah,
it.
you have to claim.
You have to go get it.
I claimed mine yesterday.
I haven't gotten a claim email.
And here's what it said. Disney channels, including ABC and ESPN, are currently unavailable. We know this is frustrating, and we deeply appreciate your membership.
They deeply appreciate a lot of things.
That's why we're offering you a one-time $20 credit. You can still watch most of Disney sports programming by signing up for ESPN directly Why are you telling me that?
Why are you promoting?
Because it's all a ploy. They're just trying to get people to not have YouTube TV anymore.
Look, they already jeez. They already screwed over the IWC. All right, they already screwed over the internet wrestling community by putting their a ridiculous pay price on, by the way, a company that has they're selling out and they're doing what the WWE is doing. They are. Oh my, they are. It's ridiculous. So I'm already a sucker because I want to watch WrestleMania, I have to pay $30. Wow. So they're frustrating. It's all frustrating. It's all stupid. It's all money hungry. It's all BS.
One day we will get YouTube TV back, or we will get ESPN back, and so we'll be able to watch all of the football, and we will get air traffic controllers back.
Jeez.
Maybe.
I already have anxiety flying on planes. Right? I get anxiety. I'm not gonna be very happy if I'm on
I would imagine
a flight and there's knowingly less air traffic control people.
I would imagine if you're flying commercial right now, it's a pretty tense environment. Everybody's already a little bit on edge when you go into the airport. When you're on the plane, like it's the same thing. That's why kind of nobody really talks to each other, and it's just like, let's just make sure we all do this together. Right now, it's got to be pretty tricky in there. It's got to be a boiling cauldron of emotions. At the moment,
I understand.
It cannot be exciting for anyone who works in the industry.
I understand that flying is way safer than driving. Way safer, right?
Statistically.
Yes. I just hate how I'm not in control. I just hate that. I hate that. Some
would argue the fact that you're not in control makes that is the exact thing that makes it safer.
I know. I'm aware. I'm aware of that. But at the same time, like the fact that this, flying metal thing in the sky could just, for whatever reason why people don't know, just stop. The engine stops working, or it's like, the propulsion stops working. And all of a sudden, Denzel Washington's telling you he's got to roll it.
We're gonna roll it.
Like, or Sullenberger's putting you in the Hudson.
Hey. He got everybody out of there alive.
It just creeps me out, man.
Thank you, Sully.
Flying creeps me out. And it's tough because I'm in an industry where I will have to fly a lot. Potentially.
Maybe.
I mean, you fly a lot.
Not really.
Not for work.
I don't know, like a handful of times a year, maybe.
That's still a lot.
Is it? Is flying a handful of times a year a lot?
What amount of flights are a lot of flights in a year?
I think it's like 20.
I think 20 flights is I'm way lower than that.
To me, if you fly 20 times a year, you are George Clooney from Up in the Air.
No, you're not.
I think
that's a lot.
20 is like a ton. I would say
10 is like, I think moderate.
If you are making
10 is moderate.
No, I think if you're taking 10 round trips in a year.
Oh, yeah.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
Round trips, I'm probably like tops 4.
Okay, that's not a lot.
Yeah.
That's not a lot. That's not a lot of flights. But if you're taking 10 round trips,
but to your point, I mean,
that's once a month.
You're nervous about the flying, so you're nervous about taking off and landing. In some cases, you have to do that like 4 times to 6 times.
I know, in
trip.
one go around.
A trip, yeah.
That's why I'm buying this Southwest Airlines, this round trip to Vegas. Just shoot it.
We love the direct flights, folks. Shout out to Southwest Airlines. That's what I'm doing. Be there in 2 weeks from 3 weeks from today.
My problem though with
Las Vegas calling a basketball game with John Bishop.
I'll tell you this though, when I'm on a plane and there's a television screen, I'm way calmer. Like I'm way better. I just pop on a movie and I relax.
Well, there you go. They have free in-flight Wi-Fi, or not Wi-Fi, but the television.
But the problem is that I take the
last flight I was on, I watched Nebraska play Minnesota.
Wow,
it was a horrific experience.
Like, why is that guy?
I was like, can we please get some turbulence going here? I need to distract my attention from this game.
At that point, you wouldn't mind if
we're going over the mountains. Where's the turbulence?
You need to feel something.
I don't want to watch Nebraska, Minnesota anymore. Something needs to happen on this plane.
I just never fly with TVs is the problem. I just take too short of flights where it's like I don't have the in-flight entertainment option, unfortunately.
So Albino Tornado, I think this is well put. If you fly enough to get status, any sort of status on an airline, you fly a lot.
But
yeah.
I have
so Southwest does it like I think it's like 25 flights over a calendar year. You get that A-list that priority, whatever it
Sounds
is.
exhausting.
Yeah. Yes. Yes.
I'm a
But
person
there's some
that
people who travel for work and they do it on the daily or on the weekly.
I know it's crazy.
Yeah.
That's what I tell myself to calm down when I'm like freaking out on a plane. I'm like, the pilots, they're not nervous.
One of my best friends,
At least I hope they're not nervous.
he worked in Denver and had, so I guess he technically lived in Denver, but he was on this program where they fly him back home to here once every 2 weeks, and he comes, so he kind of lives here, but he mostly lives in Denver. Yeah.
I don't know. Flying gives me the heebie-jeebies, man. It'll never be solved. I will never not be afraid of flying until I'm like, I either, die in a plane crash or I just pass away.
I don't think you're going to. From the 402,
Hi, 402.
more than twice a year is a lot.
No, God, no. That's not.
Josh flies charter twice a year.
Josh, you fly a lot, right?
Nope.
No? All
He doesn't fly
right.
a lot, except for charter.
I haven't taken a non-chartered flight in probably 5 years.
You haven't taken a commercial flight?
That's
in
right.
5 years? Wow. Have you gone on vacations and you just drive to those?
Well, he went to Lincoln for his last vacation.
That's right.
Nice.
Got out there, saw the world.
I'm going to Lincoln this weekend. I'm going to get blitzed. I'm going to tell you right now.
You could do all that stuff in Omaha.
They don't let you do that at whatever Fannie Mae's ice cream shop or whatever I went to.
Whoa, Fannie Mae.
What was
Fannie
the name of
Mae's
that? What was the
awesome.
name of that ice cream shop I went to?
You went to
Havana?
Ivana.
Yeah, that's it. Fannie
Fannie Mae's the chocolate store.
You went to Ivana and someone
recognized
you
me.
Yeah,
at Ivana.
if you see
Hey, are
me,
you Josh
if you
Hodson?
see me out in Lincoln this weekend, no, you don't.
Oh, they're gonna see you.
No,
you
you
better watch yourself.
I'm going to be belligerent.
You're gonna.
Hello.
Now that's a choice.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna. I mean, it's the
Especially
first-
announcing it on the radio on a Monday.
It's the first time in a while where
Yeah, you have quite the intention there, partner.
I don't have a job to do. Like on Saturday.
Nice.
I don't.
You're gonna love this weekend.
I don't have anything.
I'm currently in.
Oh wait, do I have a Creighton basketball game on Saturday?
I'm currently in let's see what happens
No.
mode.
Wait,
No, there's no Creighton basketball
Thank
this
God.
weekend.
Thank God. There will be a lot though.
There is Creighton basketball on Friday.
Perfect. How am I going to do that?
Were you planning on going to Lincoln on Friday?
He was probably planning on doing a high school football game as well.
That's what I'm referring to. Huh. Well, guess I'm not doing high school football this weekend.
I'm glad we looked at this.
Yes.
I'm glad we looked at this. You gotta use that calendar app, partner.
I spend literal hours putting together the
I know.
schedule for everyone, and nobody reads it.
Nobody looks at it.
Gary doesn't
Josh,
know what station he's on.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. On behalf of all of us here at 1620 The Zone, I apologize.
People
Josh.
email me and say, "Hey, what station is this game on?" I'm like, "Oh, well, if you look at your schedule."
Let me tell you what.
But they complain when it's not done 4 weeks in advance.
Hey, by the way, I'm not complaining. I did not.
You're
I'm
not
complaining. If anything, I'm not apologizing to you, Josh. I'm apologizing to John Schreiner. I should have told Schreiner in advance, hey, you're not going to have a partner.
Well, Schreiner got pulled off and had to do some soccer on Friday.
Yeah, and it was me alone.
Yeah,
doing football.
And Schreiner, that was a.
You guys are really managing to pick the right game.
Brutal.
Each week.
Oh yeah. I've done a good job. We've done a good job.
There's one
It's
game in
fine.
Class A that's close every week, and
so
we're at it.
The zone is there.
Well,
is it the non-Millard South game or is it the Millard South game?
I'll tell you right now. It doesn't matter anymore what I think because I'm not going to be on the call. But when I was going to be on the call, I wanted it to be the non-Millard South game because first off, it's going to be a good game. Papio South Crane Prep is going to be very good. It'll be very competitive.
And that was not the choice. I met the criteria.
I don't know. I don't know what John's going to do. But I mean, for me, the reason why I didn't want to do the Creighton Prep or why I didn't want to do the Millard Southwest Side game is everybody and their mother is going to be at that game. Everybody's going to be covering it. Everybody's going to be tweeting about it. Everybody's going to have it
which is why you'd want to put it on the radio.
I want to put the other. I want to give light to the other game that's going on. That's
do you
also
want
gonna be very-
clicks or not?
I kind of honestly in this situation, I do think we're going to get a lot of clicks if we did the Creighton Prep game because Creighton Prep games do very well. And secondly, I'm more so kind of worried about the journalistic integrity of covering as many things as we
Okay.
possibly can and doing right. I'm being serious.
I believe you totally.
And doing right by the community and trying to, a lot of attention is going to one game. Creighton Prep and Papio South, they deserve attention too. They're both great football teams.
Mm-hmm. Somebody's going to the state finals.
Exactly. To play either Millard South or West Side.
Definitely. Well, I wish you good luck on your journey to finding something to do today.
Well, Jacob Bigelow just texted me, so I think he's gonna ask. No, Jacob Bigelow texted me and said was going to ask if you wanted to go to Sioux Falls on Saturday and booze.
Oh,
hello.
Well, you're already going to Lincoln.
I'm going to Lincoln.
It's decided.
I'm not going to
Sioux Falls. It's great. Have you seen the Falls?
It's a hell of a town.
You could check out a new
the Falls,
Midwestern city.
The waterfalls.
The Falls. Yeah, that's why it's called Sioux Falls. The Falls.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I was like, oh wow, what are those mountains over there in Omaha? They're like, those are the bluffs. That's why they call it Council Bluffs.
The old Luss Hills.
And I didn't know that I took a geography course and I didn't really know what a bluff was. I thought that's just what I did at poker,
They sort of resemble mountains in a way.
Yeah, but they're bluffing.
Not very mountainy.
Or they're bluffing.
They're bluffing.
They're bluffing. They're not a mountain, but they're
Nice.
trying to tell you they're a mountain.
Good job.
Right.
Good job.
You're welcome.
All right. Have a great day.
Yeah, I'm gonna do something. I'm gonna tweet about it because I'm obnoxious.
Can't wait.
You'll find out.
All right. Just tweet it at us so we make sure we see it.
Yeah, I'll find something.
That is the crossover powered by Everlevel Concrete Repair in Omaha at everlevelconcrete.com. It's Monday. We'll start things off next.
That's the crossover. The Connor Happer Show is next on 1620 The Zone.
A cold start Monday morning and staying chilly throughout the afternoon. High today in Omaha of 37 with southwesterly winds up to 10 miles an hour. For tonight, partly to mostly cloudy skies, breezy. Temperatures not quite as cold, a low of 30 with gusts out of the south up to 20 miles an hour. Back to the 60s for your Tuesday, partly cloudy with afternoon sun, a high of 63. I'm meteorologist Caitlin Harvey with KETV Newswatch 7.
Many people go back to the dealership out of habit or because they think the dealer is the only one who knows how to fix their car. At Omaha Car Care, we offer a better option. We have ASE certified technicians, the technology to service any vehicle, and free loaner cars. The dealer will sell you a package of services. We'll provide the service you want for your car as your trusted partner. I'm Rick Betker, owner of Omaha Car Care, and we'll be along for the ride.
Remember when they used to ask, what do you want to be when you grow up? At Bank of America, we ask every day, what would you like the power to do? When you work here, you help build businesses, inspire communities, and forge legacies. And now we've raised our U.S. minimum wage to $25 an hour. So the opportunity to do more also comes with competitive pay. Learn more at bankofamerica.com/25. Bank of America, proud to be an equal opportunity employer.
It's the Connor Happer Show. Are we sure we want to do this?
Could you, make an announcement that we're ready?
It's the Connor Happer Show on 1620, The Zone.
All right, welcome in. Happy Monday. It's the Connor Happer Show here on 1620 The Zone and on 1620thezone.com. Connor Happer and Josh Hodson with you back from the weekend that was. Nebraska football is 7-3. 7-3, Josh.
That's good.
I'm going to talk about 7-3 during this show today. 7-3. This is now. Forgive me. Oh, look, Matt left his wallet here, and it's only going to be a matter of time before he finds out. He might leave. Should we catch him? Should we track him now?
We'll the only way he's going to learn.
So remember, 38 is 40, and brown is yellow, and yellow is brown, and all that stuff.
I'm familiar.
I think 7-3 is so much better than 6-4.
It really hits the ear a lot better.
8-2 isn't the gap between 8-2 and 7-3 is not as large as the gap between 7-3 and 6-4. That's my take.
I think you might be onto something.
7-3 just feels so good. It feels so right. As Meatloaf said, I suppose. All right. Today is Monday. We will have no guests on the show.
We don't need them.
We don't need them. Well, I mean, we do. We'll talk to Sam tomorrow. He had a thing this afternoon, so we'll talk to him tomorrow. Matt Rule's Monday press conference is coming up today at 11:30. So that is our lineup, powered by the Rooferees at John Higgins Weather Guard. I'd love to hear from you all today. 402-951-1620 on the Prairie Flower Casino Zone hotline. You can call or text that number, tweet at Happer Show at Connor Happer on the JTech Construction Zone Twitter feed, email Connor and Josh Show at 1620thezone.com on the Equitable Bank Zone inbox. We get a comment here from Matt McMaster on the YouTube.
Hi, Matt McMaster.
Damn it. Thank God I was in the bathroom to hear that.
Oh.
So Matt will be returning at some point to retrieve his wallet.
Gee, wonder why he was able to stop and comment on the YouTube stream while in the bathroom.
What is that supposed to mean?
I think I know what he's doing right now.
Oh, man. Come on. Maybe he just quickly pulled up. It's very easily accessible, Josh.
I hope that's what's happening.
Forget how easily accessible the YouTube stream
so
is.
easy.
So you should check that out today. And we're eventually going to stream a show in TikTok mode. I can't wait.
In TikTok mode?
Yeah,
but
our streaming provider allows us to now stream in TikTok mode, and we don't even have to do anything outside of just click a button. So maybe we'll just stream a show in TikTok mode one day, and we'll have a bunch of clips.
But we're a show with boxes and horizontal aspect ratios.
I don't know how it will look. Assume it will look terrible, but we're gonna try it, or somebody's gonna try it and see what happens.
Okay.
Elsewhere today on the show, of course, were the Teefies right? Many Teefies now in Husker Nation.
We're all Teefies.
And there was Teefies before, and those Teefies are sitting around like, oh my goodness. I knew I was right, but now I really know I'm right. So I would like to go in depth on that coming up here in just a little bit. Jacory Barney had a great quote after the game I'd like to share with you all. Emmett Johnson continues to do absolutely everything. Is Emmett Johnson Does he have a chance to end up in New York for the Heisman Trophy ceremony?
What?
I just a question. It's just a question. There's a grassroots campaign right now that's trying to send Emmett Johnson to New York for the Heisman. Now, this could be a year where they only take like 2 or whatever it is, whatever. But he could be a top 10, maybe 5 Heisman guy. I don't know. Some people did not enjoy the first iteration of Timeout Tracker, sadly, over the weekend. They did not like Timeout Tracker. Matt Rule took but 3 of his 6 available timeouts. So
we took 3?
He took 3. Yeah, he took 2 first half timeouts and 1 second half timeout.
Hilarious, because all Big Red overreaction, Matt was commenting on the 5 timeouts that Matt Rule took.
I'm pretty sure he only took 3.
I have no idea.
Because I updated this live and in real time. I'm pretty sure he only took 3. They ended the game with 2. And they didn't take the last one in the first half. We'll double triple check on that, but I'm sorry, he took 4. I have two second half timeouts crossed out. I apologize. No. So he took at least 4 out of the 6 timeouts, and some of them were controversial, and some of them were not.
It's one of my new favorite bits.
Oh, that's not some of other people's favorite bits, though, Josh.
It makes me like it more.
And then, of course, the moment you've all been waiting for, and we'll do this next. Do not worry. We will come through for you all. We have to have a conversation about Gus Johnson. What is he doing? Is he okay?
Great question.
I don't know. That's just a little preview for you.
A little bit.
We're going to burn this into your heads in the next segment coming up on the other side. So thank you for being with us today. We get a text line from Jacory Todd. Text from Jacory Todd on the text line. Matt's in the bathroom with his energy drink while on YouTube. Hopefully he doesn't leave his drink in there. That would be funny. If we actually caused a left drink in the bathroom.
Gotta get my wallet. Forgets everything else.
Thanks for being with us today. We will talk. We'll hear from Matt Rule coming up at 11:30, and we'll talk about the Teefies and plenty more. Back after this on the Connor Happer Show. Oh, look at this on 1620 The Zone. But yes, first let's talk a little bit about Underdog Fantasy, ladies and gentlemen. Of course, football is in full swing, and Underdog is the best place to get in on all the action. You can make picks and win money right now in Nebraska, and it's very easy. Many people are saying this. Just pick whether your favorite players to go higher or lower on stats like rushing yards, receptions, touchdowns, and more. You get those picks right, you go up to 5,000 times your cash. For example, like Jonathan Taylor. This is what I always say about Underdog. You take some of your fantasy guys. If you're blessed enough to have Jonathan Taylor on your fantasy team, number 1, congratulations on winning your league. Number 2, just take higher every single week on everything, and it's going to be good for you. You can take advantage of that on Underdog. Download the app today. Sign up with promo code HAPPER1620 to score $100 in bonus entries when you play your first $5. Promo code HAPPER1620. Underdog, make picks, win money. Must be 19 plus and present in Nebraska. Terms apply. See assets.underdogfantasy.com/web/play and get terms _DFS_.html for details. If you're concerned with your play, call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit www.ncpgambling.org.
Running a business means wearing multiple hats. So if you're like me, you probably started out using your personal phone, taking client calls and texts nonstop. As my business grew, I needed something smarter. That's when I switched to Quo, the #1 business phone system. Quo works right on your phone or computer. No carrying 2 phones, no clunky landline, just one easy app you can try for free. Your team can share one number.
All right, welcome back. Connor Happer, Josh Johnson with you. Just wanted to make sure you know that this is the Connor Happer Show. But you are about to find out. This is, when you get tweets about, well, I cannot wait for Monday right off the bat of the show just to hear what it sounds like on the Connor Happer Show when they replay back the Gus Johnson call of the big play in Indiana versus Penn State. I mean, first of all, what a game. Second of all, you cannot kill Indiana. They are kissed by God as far as, luck, whatever. But, the playmaking is just unbelievable. You think they're down, you think they're dead, and they're not. You just can't kill these guys. And so they beat Penn State on the road 27-24, and they have a game-winning drive to do so with a couple incredible catches, one by Charlie Becker down the sideline, who was filling in for the injured Elijah Surratt over the weekend. And it's like, well, this guy's never really done much in his career. 7 catches for 118 yards, including multiple clutch plays, and then the one catch on the last drive. But of course, the one that you will all remember from this game was one of the more insane catches and plays with all that was on the line that we'll see. Now, we could say all that was on the line. If Indiana loses to Penn State, their margin for error becomes, slimmer, but they're probably still making the college football playoff. And they're definitely still making the Big Ten championship game. So
that's right. We still have one of those to play.
We're going to have Indiana versus Ohio State in a couple of weeks, and that'll be a ton of fun, I think. But it's nicer when they stay undefeated, and they did just that. How did they do it? It was a lob in the back of the end zone from now Heisman front runner Fernando Mendoza to Omar Cooper, who did one of the more amazing toe taps that I have ever seen. It was only a 7-yard pass with 36 seconds to go, although it seemed like the ball was in the air forever. But, of course, we'll let Gus Johnson tell you that story. Here is the final call in its entirety.
Mendoza in trouble! It's out! Touchdown! Wow! Oh, my unbelievable! Give him the Heisman Trophy now!
Play it again.
Mendoza in trouble! It's out! Touchdown! Wow! Oh, Cooper! Unbelievable! Give him the Heisman Trophy now!
Okay, so what's better, that or this?
Warren looking, and it's intercepted at the goal line! Unbelievable! Wow, Jack Sawyer, the hero
Yeah,
Captain
Jack.
Jack.
He's like a Mad Lib now.
That-
It's just he says the name of whoever does the play,
Uh-huh.
says, wow, unbelievable, and loses his voice.
He had nothing left on Saturday, so I think
He
the
never
Jack
has
Saw-
anything left.
but he clearly has more on the Jack Sawyer call than
I don't know, man. It's pretty close.
Warren looking. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Mendoza in trouble. It's out. Touchdown. Wow. A Marco play. Unbelievable. Give him the Heisman Trophy now.
It's pretty similar, Josh.
it is. It was a lot closer than I thought.
It's pretty similar.
Like he said, he's made a career of doing Gus-gasms, and each one has to be more boisterous than the one that came before it. But there's just no room to go at the top anymore.
They just keep getting worse and worse and worse. I got a tweet on Saturday. It's like, oh man, your boy Gus is it? Like Gus is my boy. Ironically,
Yeah.
We really enjoy making fun of Gus on this show. Just to make this abundantly clear, we do not believe that Gus Johnson is a voice that is necessarily fit to have the biggest game in the Big Ten every single week anymore. At one point in his career, maybe. At this point, I don't think he can see. And clearly, he doesn't have a voice left. And we're going to talk about maybe in this segment here, if we have a second or two, just the Big Tens. And I mean, we were subject to some Big Ten announcers on Saturday night. I get the heebie-jeebies thinking about Big Ten announcers now. It's almost as bad as Big Ten refs. But look at the Big Ten refs in this game, Josh. Oh, man, what a call. And his foot was right on the line. So, of course, Gus, this is the part that really sticks out to me. He sounded like he was falling off the side of a mountain.
He's tiny enough. He could be the yodeler from the Price is Right game.
So
we don't know.
I don't even think this is funny.
You don't think this is funny?
I don't even think what I'm about to do is funny.
Oh, okay.
Because it's just so obvious. This is the only thing that I heard when I heard this. The only thing I heard was this. Which is literally the sound that Mario, the plumber, makes when he's falling off of a ledge to his death. Josh.
I should have put some crowd noise behind it so you couldn't tell which is which.
Wow!
It's a me, a Gus. I'm gonna call the game.
Wow! What happened to this man? What happened to this man?
Well, you let him make a TikTok each and every week, highlighting the best in the Big Ten, and it might go to his head.
I guess so. I guess. But I still, less is more. I think for broadcasting a lot of the time, so you could be excited, and obviously that was a play worth being very, very excited about. But we got lost somewhere along the way.
I think you could. I guess in my memory, this is how Gus used to be. You can do the Gus-gasm if 2nd and 5, run up the middle for 2 yards. Like if you're getting that stuff right, you can do a Gus-gasm on the touchdown.
I don't know.
But you could be maybe not as animated, but you could be super animated on a touchdown call. If I think you can see and know all the players on the field and can correctly pronounce their names.
How many times has Gus Johnson given out a Heisman Trophy in his final calls? Because it's like a handful.
Yeah. This is certainly not the first time he did it Saturday.
I know. I just don't.
Holy Chicago!
He's going to be at Wrigley Saturday.
Oh, yeah. He's going to be saying so many things about the Cubs that are probably wrong. Incorrect. Aaron writes in
A home run throw like Sammy Sosa.
Oh yeah, he's gonna say something like that. Aaron says,
Aaron.
What I'm trying to say, he said it's like a bad soccer call, but instead of saying goal, and it being really good, it sounds like he is under the influence and hit reverse puberty while having a seizure. What I'm trying to say is end the Gus experiment. It's bad and it's not fun. It's bad. It's bad.
I would like to see Fox call in. Hey,
I don't,
guys. I know you do.
You can't tell him to chill out though. Like that's not.
I want him to bring in an NFL guy. Like, hey, I know you think doing the NFL is a super rare gig and you've made it to the pinnacle, but I need you over here. I need a professional over here. I need an adult over here
in the college.
Yeah.
Booth.
Yeah.
Texture says I would take Gus any day over Yamalama or yeah, we're gonna have to have a conversation about maybe a real one about the Big Ten broadcasting crews. John writes in. He says, "Quick comment about the Gusgasm. Did you guys notice he became eerily silent after that touchdown was upheld, almost like he was having a cigarette? But I honestly wondered if he paralyzed a vocal cord or something like that. Yeah, just really, really, really tough. But now we have this forever. Touchdown! Wow! And it was a wow play, that's for sure. All right, so let's just continue this conversation for a second when we come back, because as you guys know, you watched the Nebraska UCLA game on Saturday night. It wasn't necessarily all it wasn't pretty from the broadcasting side. And I had a kind of rant, I think, a couple weeks ago on a Monday, Josh, when you were gone, about Fox and their place in the Big Ten. So I'm just going to go ahead and dust that off real quick,
please.
And we'll talk about it. And
I think people are more ready to hear it today.
Their broadcasters aren't necessarily helping. Wow. We're back after this on 1620 The Zone.
Let's get back to the Connor Happer Show on 1620 The Zone.
All right, welcome back. Matt Rule and his Monday press conference coming up at the bottom of the hour, so stay tuned for that. We'll have, of course, plenty of conversation about the Teefies. And that's not our newest award show, although it sounds like it could be.
It could. Huh.
We could definitely come up with something.
This award goes out to J.J. Watt.
What did he do?
He has the biggest Teefies.
You always are keeping me updated on what J.J. Watt is doing. I never hear from him. You are like you've been sucked into the J.J. Watt vortex, and now it seems like you can't escape it.
Keep my friends close and my enemies closer, Connor.
I never know what he's up to. I think he's making news in the Josh Hodson world, but not mine. I don't know what he's doing. The only time I ever see is like sometimes I see him and he's got that hair, and I'm like, what are you trying to? He's trying to be like I don't know what he's trying to do.
His brother's half a sack behind him all time
already.
Yeah. It's not even the best player in his own family yet. Heralded as an all-time great for some reason.
All right. So just to go ahead and refresh on this.
Yeah. Mendoza in trouble. It's out. Touchdown. Wow. Oh, Marco play. Unbelievable. Give him the Heisman Trophy now.
I've heard it a million times. It's so funny.
Why is Fox just so much worse at this than any of the other networks? It's not just the broadcasters that obviously is a contributing factor.
I think Joel Klatt's pretty good, right? Like why?
I think so, but it's really hard to tell sometimes. And because I think he's spending his time like trying to babysit for the majority of the time. Like, whoa, let's not get too far ahead of our skis on this one. Gus is out there tossing out Heismans to whoever he sees. I think there's a definite point to be made about what you said before, Josh. I think he thinks that he is an attraction. I think he thinks that he is an attraction. Probably not the best thing for a broad, and he might be. But he's doing the biggest game of the week, right? So people are going to watch it no matter what. And then it turns out to be this huge cluster. And so it's not just the broadcasters. They don't do a very good job of making it feel like a big game ever, especially compared to their network counterparts. And we could just keep this isolated inside the Big Ten. I had this thing a couple weeks ago, like I said, Josh, where I just think the Big Ten, and the mechanics of this are obviously really, really difficult because the Big Ten and Fox are synonymous with each other now, and the Fox owns half of the Big Ten network and all that stuff. So the mechanics of it are obviously a little bit difficult to pull off. It's easier said than done, but I think the Big Ten needs to look really, really hard at not having Big Noon as their primary game of the week. And I'm mostly just talking about taking Big Noon away, just putting a regular old game at 11 o'clock. Fox can still have a night game, like whatever it is, put their main broadcasters on it. But it is not an environment that is necessarily that helps with making it feel like a big game, something that some of these other networks have done a really nice job of. CBS makes it feel big. Their broadcast opens are great. Their broadcasters are classic. NBC has gone all in on making this stuff feel big. And they have that network has a history of doing so.
They've backed it with financials as well.
Yes.
They've invested in the cameras and the audio to make it as good
and the broadcasters
as possible.
and they feel like it feels like a big game environment every time they do it. And Fox, whether it be because of the game time, whether it be because of the broadcasters, or just because this is what Fox is, I think it's a combination of all three. They just don't do a great job of making it feel like a big game. And I think it needs a real look from the conference and from the network itself. And I think they're getting, now this YouTube TV not having the Disney networks is going to help them a little bit in the ratings, but they have to know They haven't got great matchups this year in the Big Ten because there's just not that many to go around. But it hurts the view. It hurts the perception of the conference. It really, really does. And then, this is probably where we could talk about the broadcast crew on Saturday night for the game for Nebraska and UCLA.
Yikes.
Which included Devin Gardner and Tim Brando. Devin Gardner somehow maybe worse than Tim Brando? I don't.
Seems to be the way the public is voting today.
He started this thing this year, and Nebraska's now had him 3 times.
Gross.
So he started this thing this year. Someone must have gotten his ear and told him to be more excited. But he just the replay comes on and he just starts yelling. I don't even think he knows who the he definitely doesn't know how to pronounce anybody's name. Iamaliava. It's not that hard.
It's not.
It's really not. Once you get into a rhythm, you get into a rhythm.
Mm-hmm.
And so somebody needed to pull him aside 2 seconds into the game and be like, "Hey, look, you're getting this wrong. Can we just course correct here? It's Iamaliava.
How does
it's not Yamalabalava or whatever the hell it was. It was different things throughout the game as well. We got a couple tweets over the weekend hey, Josh, why don't you just come back through the game and pick all the different things that Devin Gardner said when referring to Nico Iamaliava. It's Fox. And I don't know what to I don't know what the realistic capabilities of them actually doing anything about this are, because they're making money hand over fist and this is, it erodes over a long period of time, but it is grating. Especially now that there's competition in the house, in the Big Ten. The NBC is trying, right?
Yeah.
And Fox, once again, it's less about the broadcasters, although they contribute to this. They just do a not very good job of making it feel like a big game. It feels like when they do those college football games, are kind of just going through the motions a little bit.
They're dropping in,
and then Gus is a whole other deal. Yeah. I don't know. It's not a good look for the league.
There was a comment in the chat. I can't quite find it talking about the
Go ahead.
The score bugs. There it is. Here it is.
Chat.
Even Fox's score bugs are garbage and cartoony. They don't even use.
They pop at that big touchdown graphic.
The huge touchdown graphic. It has the NFL version has a cartoon drawing of that person and not a photo. There's media days. You could go. I believe it's been this way since COVID. They've done the animated player profile and just get a photo. It looks a million times better.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure. We're at in my opinion, I think we're at a crossroads. This needs a real evaluation.
There's a lot of games each and every week, and these people. It's a lot like when we talk about referees, where they're like, well, Monday through Friday, they're not a referee, they're a lawyer. These broadcasters are doing this and doing that, and I understand it's their job. They should be pronouncing the names of the quarterbacks at least correctly. It's not like, oh yeah, it's just a defensive lineman, third string, had a great day. I wasn't prepared for him to come in.
Get those wrong too.
Yeah.
I mean, Brando totally butchered Pet Shock. He said Peter Zach at first, and then went back, and then it was actually it's Pet Shack. I think he still said it wrong the second time. Whatever it might And hey, I'm not a saint. I don't get pronunciations right 100% of the time. But if you're doing a broadcast, you better a national college football broadcast. You better do your best, And I that's what I feel like at times with Fox. It's just not, it's not the best that I don't think it's the best that they have to offer. And I once again, I don't want to make it seem like I'm being overly hard on the broadcasters themselves. I think it's a symptom of the rest of the stuff with the network. It just doesn't it just doesn't feel like it shines the best possible light on the Big Ten Conference. And like I said, there's competition. CBS and NBC are doing a lot of good things. and they portray the conference in a light that it should be, because CBS has been doing this for a long time, and Fox has been doing it for a long time too. But man, I just don't. It does not look good. It does not look good for the league.
Probably needs to be a come to Jesus meeting between the Big Ten and Fox. I doubt it will happen, but hey, just need to be putting our best foot forward here.
Yep. So there you go. I mean, yeah. It was rough, but not bad for our radio friends in the industry.
They got a lot of clicks.
Everybody looking over to see, okay,
how do I sync these up?
Do these people sort of know what they're looking at? Okay, got it. Yes, that's helpful. And admittedly, it's a very, very difficult job. They go into a different game every single week, and a lot of the times you have to just do, some serious catch up on what it is you're looking at and the storylines of the team, and who the major players are and stuff like that. I did like the camera shot of them showing tiny baby Neuheisel when he flipped up his hair in the back for whatever reason. Did you see that?
I did. I retweeted it.
He looked so funny.
Just kind of pushed the headphones back, like
he went through his hair just as a like a nervous tick or something like that, or a frustration thing. His hair just stuck up like that.
Looked like he was about to ask to speak to Matt Rule's manager.
Man, and then what is up with UCLA now reportedly moving their home games to SoFi?
SoFi? Why?
I don't know.
It's a great facility. I get that, but at the same time,
I mean, I assume that there's, just makes it easier from a travel perspective. Like I'm not sure. Like I don't know. I don't know what the situation is out there. But geez, it's a real bummer because boy, that place looks excellent. The pictures from before the game made me sincerely jealous. I was like, I want to be in there.
Yeah.
Look at all the colors, and there's something about the clashing of the blue and the red and all that stuff. Like it looked great. It was the Rose Bowl, and the sun was setting behind the San Gabriel Mountains, and it was beautiful, Josh. But
nobody ever shows the sun setting behind SoFi Stadium.
There was like a haze about it and stuff like that. Yeah, nobody ever shows that. Maybe they should. All right, so let's take a quick time out now that we get off our high horses, I suppose, about that. Oh, wait, what's that? We want to hear this one more time.
Mendoza in trouble! It's out! Touchdown! Wow! A miracle play! Unbelievable! Give him the Heisman Trophy now!
What a catch. What a catch.
It was an incredible catch.
What a catch.
I said confidently watching the game on my phone, there's no way he got his feet down. And he got 2 feet down.
Well, I don't think he got the second one.
Okay.
Like the right foot just kind of hovered, and like it almost effectively kicked the other one. And I was like, on the first angle that they showed on the main broadcast angle, it looked like, oh, his heel is going to be on the line. And it was right up against it. It could have. Here's how good this officiating was. Like, and that's something I've never said before. Here's how good this officiating was. I have a hunch. I think if they call that no touchdown on the field, if they call that incomplete because his heel's on the line, I'm not sure if they have enough to overturn it.
Okay,
that's how close his heel was to the end line.
I hadn't thought about that. Yeah, I think you're probably right.
And so I think they could. Maybe I can't remember if they confirmed it or if they said, play stands on the quick replay assist thing. But, oh my goodness.
I believe it was upheld.
Okay, there you go. Upheld, which tells you they did not have enough or didn't bother to look harder to confirm it. It's just they knew that there wasn't going to be enough information to overturn it. So, man. What a play. All right. When we return, we will we're going to talk about the Teefies and how some of you were right, maybe in parts in the noon hour. I'd also like to talk about Emmett Johnson,
DJ,
and his dominant run that he's on right now. And we could probably talk about the timeout tracker too, which people did not necessarily enjoy. So we will be back after this message here on 1620 The Zone. And one of these messages is from Underdog. Football season is in full swing, and however you like to get on the action, you can do it on Underdog right now in Nebraska. This season, you can make team picks and player picks. Download the app, and you'll get $100 of bonus entries when you make your first $5 fantasy entry. Using Underdog is easy. Just pick whether your favorite team will win or if your favorite players will go higher or lower on stats like touchdown, receiving yards, and interceptions, and more. Plus, with Underdog's ultra-fast payouts, you can get your profits in a snap. Download the app today and sign up with promo code HAPPER1620 to score $100 in bonus entries when you make your first $5 fantasy entry. Player picks, team picks, all on Underdog. Crypto.com predictions powered by Underdog Predict. Trading derivatives involve risk and may not be appropriate for all. For more information, head to nadex.com/rules or underdogfantasy.com/rules. And crypto.com predictions, the term pick refers to a product traded on CDNA. Must be 19 plus and present in Nebraska. Terms apply. See assets.underdogfantasy.com/web/play and get terms _DFS_.html for details. Consider with your play, call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit www.ncpgambling.org. Speaking of touchdown, wow. It's no longer just touchdowns. It's touchdown, wow. Touchdown, wow. Wow.
Man, you see how many touchdown wows that guy had yesterday?
DJ Latif had 3 touchdown wows. Jacory Barney had one of those touchdown wows to start the game on Saturday night Here is a near the lead of Evan Bland's gamer in the Omaha World Herald. I'll read you an excerpt. The pass catchers brought their phones to capture the vibes after Nebraska's 28-21 win over UCLA. A Bruins media member took some pictures of them, too, as the group gathered at midfield. The 7 Nebraska players and 2 position coaches nearly had a few more guests in the shot. Quote from Jacory Barney, the UCLA cheerleaders wanted to get in the picture with us, but their coach wouldn't let them. We felt like that would have been aura if we got a picture with their cheerleaders. Not me personally, because I have a girl, but just to be in their field, take their ladies and beat them in football, it's fun to happen. End quote. Jacory Barney. Where has this been my entire life? Why have I only heard Jacory Barney speak a handful of times? I need this. I need more of this now.
Jacory Barney realizing mid-quote that this is public and anyone who may want to read it can read it.
I mean, you're already going down a dangerous path of like, you know, there's always conversation about the UCLA cheerleaders. Okay. There's always conversation about the UCLA cheerleaders. Let's just put it that way.
There is?
There is.
Okay.
There is. And, you know, admitting like, hey, you know, I think it'd be pretty cool if we were just like, let's get a picture with these UCLA cheerleaders right now. I'm not going to tell you why it would be cool, but it would just, you know, it'd be fun. I think it'd be a good idea. But don't worry, that's not what I wanted, because I'm not interested in any UCLA cheerleaders. I already have a girlfriend.
A lot of people were saying that's what we should have done, and I told them no.
I said no, but they were really adamant about it. So if we would have gotten the picture, I would have been in it, but it wasn't because I wanted to.
I just went to the strip club, honey, to make sure everyone else was okay.
I was the DD. I was the DD. Oh, man. So shout out to Jacory Barney for saving himself.
Oh, really? Him and his girlfriend are...
No. That's not what I mean. saving himself with that quote. Not me personally, because I have a girl.
It's a heady play.
And you're saying
Barney.
it out loud too. You're right. Look, I have a girlfriend. Don't talk to me, UCLA cheerleaders. Whatever you do not talk to me, UCLA cheerleaders. I thought that was a great lead from Evan Bland, because I saw the pictures afterwards. They all ran back out of the field to take some pictures in the Rose Bowl and everything. I didn't know the backstory of they were gonna get the UCLA cheerleaders to be in the picture with them. But Jacory Barney says, I'm good. I don't need that. I don't need that.
I just got the names of those websites to preemptively block them on my phone, honey.
Yeah, I don't like girls.
I got a girl.
Come on, a girl like that? Who would even like? It's Clark Griswold from when he's in the pool with Christy Brinkley. Yeah. No, she's ugly.
Oh yeah. No. Travis in the YouTube chat.
Hi, Travis.
That's called field awareness.
That's right.
Jacory Barney's rating on that video game better be 99.
Mike says, please put it on the internet that Jacory Barney has a girlfriend. Yeah, we always say don't put it on the internet. Please put it on the internet. A couple things from the text line. Chris says, poll question, should touchdowns now be called touchdown wows?
All right.
Touchdown wow! Touchdown wow! Alex says, don't put it on the internet. Aaron writes in, he says, I kid you not, in a fantasy group chat, I had a friend say mid-game on Saturday, the UCLA cheerleaders are the best in the country. This guy is married with several kids. He too would have not taken a picture. Maybe.
Well, there's that photo of Emmett Johnson running by the UCLA cheerleaders. And
great picture.
Their mouths are all agape.
You already got the picture. Maybe they didn't know about that at the time. John says, whoa. I didn't mean me. I have a girlfriend. I thought it'd be cool if my buddies did it.
I'm a great wingman.
I just wanted to have that. I just wanted them to have that experience.
You know, even though she
Jacory
said
Barney's here for the people, man. Thank you, Jacory. Jacory Barney, nice game on Saturday night.
My girlfriend talked, and before the game, she said, it's okay. You're in a different area code. And I still said, No, honey.
No, thank you.
I'm in this.
No, thank you. And please tell people that I do have a girlfriend. Thank you, Evan Bland. Could you please spread the word? Because I'm going to need this, right? I'm going to need a little PR campaign for me and my girlfriend.
Maybe you make it the headline. I don't want to tell you how to do your job, but maybe the headline is Jacory Barney has girlfriend.
Yeah, right. You don't have to do that, but if you wanted to, you could.
It would help me.
You could.
Thanks, Evan.
Jacory Barney had the touchdown catch for Nebraska to start off the game. What a catch it was, by the way. It was possibly TJ Latif's worst throw of the night. I mean, it came out of his hands like a duck, and Jacory Barney made the play and somehow got the ball across the pylon or across the goal line to get Nebraska on the board. 4 catches for 19 yards for him. But Emmett Johnson is the story. We'll talk about him a little bit later on. But let's get out of the way here. Matt Rule in his Monday press conference is coming up next on 1620 The Zone.
The Connor Happer Show. Follow us on Twitter @Happer Show for all the latest news and views. We may even say something interesting once in a while.
Unlikely.
Really, guys?
Driveways, sidewalks, or any concrete surface. Proactively staying ahead of these issues can save you from replacing your concrete altogether. Preserve your concrete for the long haul. Call Everlevel Concrete Repair or visit everlevelconcrete.com today to schedule your free inspection.
Get a full breakdown of what went right and what went wrong immediately after every Nebraska game with Big Red Overreaction. Presented by No Name Nutrition and Equitable Bank. Also brought to you by Prairie Flower Casino, Dingman's Collision Center and Mechanical Repair, and by Peerless Energy Systems. Immediately after the game, join the show and sound off with the good, the bad, and the ugly. Big Red Overreaction. When the clock strikes 0 after each Nebraska game, it's time to sound off on 1019 The K and 1620 The Zone.
With the new IHOP value menu, $6 is all it takes to go to your happy place, where stacks of pancakes with bacon and eggs are just $6 every day. French toast, sausage, and eggs are, you guessed it, $6. And fluffy omelets come with a side of pancakes and only cost $6. Go to your happy plates every day at IHOP. $7 in some locations. Available every day for a limited time at participating restaurants in the U.S. Hours may vary. No substitutions. Not valid with other discounts or promotions. Prices may vary.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio.
Hello there, Greg Wagner joining you from the Nebraska Game and Parks Commission. And yes, time now for another Nebraska Outdoor Update. Hey, what a great time to be enjoying the great outdoors of Nebraska as these days get shorter and cooler, leaves start changing color and dropping. So much to do. Hunting, hiking, biking, camping, fishing, wildlife watching, and so much more. Get ideas for you and your family to step outside on the Game and Parks website, outdoornebraska.gov. That's outdoornebraska.gov, and we hope to see you out there. You know, it's time for hunting here in the Heartland, and before you go out, remember that safety needs to be your number one priority. Remind yourself to be doubly sure of that target in the background before you even aim. And in a moment, ask yourself, is that a legitimate target? Is the bullet flight path clear? And what am I going to hit if I miss my shot? You be safe out there. I'm Greg Wagner with Nebraska Game and Parks.
For the Jays, the Huskers, and even you Jayskers, we are 1620 The Zone.
All right, waiting on
Matt Rule, I think, I texted a media person this morning. I said, are we sure that Matt Rule is doing a press conference today? And this person said, yes.
Ooh.
Like, it wasn't like, oh, I don't know, maybe we'll see. It was yes. It was yes. So we're awaiting that. And while we do so, let's bring on a caller to the show. Here is Michael on the Prairie Flower Casino Zone hotline. Hello, Michael.
Hello, Connor. How are you doing, sir?
It's Michael Severe. I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. I am calling because I believe in fairness in all ways, and I received a call during Severe Reaction that, let me just say, it basically accused you of several things. And I just want you to give your side to this.
Whoa.
I don't like the idea of just one side of something being put out there on the radio. Okay, so the caller said that you are, one, an Emmett Johnson hater, two, never believed that he was a number one back, and three, just don't like him in general. Are any of those things?
Whoa! First of all, definitely don't just. How could I just not like him in general? I don't know anything about him as a person.
Right,
so
right,
that's
exactly.
That's
You don't like
impossible.
Minnesota. I don't know.
That's impossible. Number two, I have softened a long time ago on the Emmett Johnson not being a number one running back situation. And then what was the second thing? I
think it's very good. You don't think he's very good?
No, I definitely think he is very good. So that
at one point you didn't think he was very good. At one point,
I didn't know if he was very good. Then he now appears to be very good.
Okay. I felt bad because the guy called them like, well, I've never heard Connor say these things, and so I didn't want him to just be throwing them out there. And I said, well, I'll check with you to make sure that's true that you were a denier of Emmett Johnson's greatness.
I maybe. Well, I don't know that we knew how great he was like before the season started, but right. That has been completely softened on, and he has dispelled all of my thoughts that he might not be very good.
What do you think was the bigger, most likely thing to happen before the season started? A quarterback from Nebraska being named first team All-American, or a running back being named first team All-American?
More likely before the season, it would have been quarterback. Yes.
Really?
I think so.
I'm the Dylan. See, I've been the Dylan doubter, like the long time. So I understand where you're coming from, where people thought you doubted for Emmett before. I would have never thought that Dylan would have been that. So I'm on that side. I'm not. I'm a Dylan doubter.
So you're a Dylan doubter, and you're a Dylan doubter, and you have been an Emmett truther like this entire time. You've been all the way in on like Emmett's going to be this. Did you think Emmett was going to be like this guy?
I thought Emmett could get 1,000 yards. That's the limit.
Me too. That's what I said before the season. I thought he could get 1,000 yards.
1,000 yards.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought he'd get 1,000 yards. I certainly thought he'd get 1,000 yards combined. I thought for sure that he would have 1,000 all-purpose for sure. But 1,000 rushing too as well. I would say that I don't know if I thought that he could be first team all Big Ten, but by like week, I'd say 4 or 5.
Yeah, it's pretty much after the Michigan game.
First team. Yeah, that's when I thought, okay, first team all Big Ten is a possibility. I still don't think he can be first team All-American, but I think he can be second team All-American for sure, based off of what I've seen.
It's a good question for you, Michael. Does he have an outside shot to be like a top 10 Heisman guy?
Ooh, 10. No, I don't think 10. I don't think he would get any third place votes. I don't think. I'm one of those people that does the third place vote. I always try to throw somebody in there who's different. I was the only person who gave Josh Allen, not the quarterback, but the pass rusher, a third place vote that year. I would. I don't think so. I think he could certainly be as the second team All-American. The conversation should be there. He would have to have 1,500 yards rushing, I think, for him to be in that mention.
Well, he's at 1131 right now.
Yeah.
And then he's also, let's see, I guess, yeah.
Iowa's defense is too good for that. I don't think Iowa's defense would give up that many yards. I think Penn State could, but I don't think Iowa could.
Yeah, and then all the Heisman stuff and all the award stuff is before the bowl games too. So right, you can't really
before the bowl games. Yeah. I voted for so the first email you get for All-American, that was today. And then you get a second one that has all the skill players. So today was all the defensive players, the linemen, and then the 2 awards And then tomorrow we'll get one that'll be for voting for all the skill players.
Wow. Yeah, I mean, he has been. And now the other thing is this week with him, he has a bye week, and everybody else, like, he's basically been a game ahead of everybody else.
Yeah, very true.
So that's something to note here. But no, just to dispel all the rumors, I am not an Emmett Johnson hater in any way, shape, or form.
Yeah, I never thought you were. I had your back yesterday morning, but I just wanted to confirm it and let you put it out there and say that you actually love Emmett Johnson.
Did you get? I do love Emmett Johnson. Did you get a lot of calls about that were just asking you questions on Severe Reaction? I haven't listened to it yet.
No, you know, you know how it works. I get 3 times as many calls when they lose. When they win, I think I might have gotten maybe 8 calls.
Well, it was a late night Saturday.
Yeah, it's true.
And it was a late night too. Yeah, it was a very late night. But yeah, so we didn't have SIP. So normally when we have SIP, people call or react to SIP too, and we didn't have SIP. So
is Matt Rule doing a press conference today? Do you know that?
I don't think so, because we didn't get an email. Don't we always get an email from Keith about that?
We usually do, and that's why I was wondering about it. But I guess I don't know. Maybe I should have planned on him, talking today. But
yeah, I didn't get an email about him talking, so that's why I assumed he wasn't.
All right. Well,
have you been promoting it all day?
Well, I thought because I asked someone, I asked my podcast co-host Mitch. I said, is he for sure talking today? This was like a half hour before the show started, and he unequivocally said yes. It was just yes, and so I assume that means he checked with. I assume that means he checked with somebody before he said that to me.
Okay, is Mitch down there ready for the press conference?
I don't know. I don't know where he is.
Awesome. In the room by himself, and then we could bring back the question from Scott Frost that he asked Mitch Sherman.
Oh yeah,
are you by yourself?
Are you by yourself?
Are you by yourself
during the Zoom?
It's a full circle thing. It would be awesome.
That would be great. All right, Michael. Thank you for calling to check on that. I appreciate it. All right,
no problem. Bye.
Michael Severe, everybody. See, that's what a real friend is all about. He could have just thrown me under the bus on Sunday during a show. So, yeah, that Connor guy, I know he hates Emmett Johnson, and he will never like him.
Hater.
But he didn't know that for sure. So he called and he asked. And that is good. I genuinely don't know if we're having a press conference or not.
Well, we could always rewind it and start it from the beginning if we find out he does come to the podium.
Yeah, but does it exist? That's the like. Do I hold this here for now until it starts existing? I assume you are not.
The second you go to break,
all of a sudden it'll start happening.
Yeah.
Also, have you prepared any odd news? There was no reason for you to do so today.
I have prepared.
You have?
It was on the sheet.
It wasn't. That's the thing.
It was last
Nobody
night.
looks at my sheet.
Oh, yeah. Welcome to my world in the sports schedule. It was on there last night. And I said, oh, okay, I got to do odd news.
The sheet last night is a rough draft.
Yeah.
The sheet on the night before is a rough draft. The sheet does not go final until basically the show starts.
9 a.m.
Maybe. Yeah. Maybe there will be some late people thrown in there. But yeah, we had some moving around. Sam couldn't join today. And then I wasn't sure if we were going to have a Rule press conference. So I had that written on the sheet. But yeah, you're right. It was on the sheet last night. Jeff says, is there ever a presser during the bye week? Well, there was last time Nebraska had a bye week.
It's vibes based.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm not sure. Maybe we should just talk about the Teefies instead.
Oh, the Teefies. Were they right?
Kind of. Yeah, I think we need to give this. I guess I'm not 100% sure about the, where the net reaction has landed on. I mean, basically what we're gearing up for is Dylan Raiola versus TJ Lateef, right? That's kind of what we're headed toward.
Hey, Connor.
What?
Matt Rule's at the podium.
Perfect. That is a great tease for our topic coming up after the press conference. Let's go out to Matt Rule, who's live in Lincoln and definitely having a press conference right now.
We knew it.
We knew that. Here he is. Wow, this is great. This is a press conference.
Wearing that Adidas hoodie again.
All right. Appreciate you guys being here, especially all of those of you guys who went to California. It's great to see you guys get back. I mean that sincerely. I watch a lot of other press conferences. Not everyone has the commitment from the people that cover them the way you guys do. So it's cool to go out there. I think, as I said after the game, I just have to say it again. Our fans were spectacular. Just absolutely amazing to have that many people take their hard-earned money and go out there, or people who live there, that support Husker Nation. So it's just such an amazing thrill, and I just I'm unbelievably grateful. I'm going to say a couple things for a minute, so just forgive me. But I do want to make sure I highlight just sort of all the things that are going on campus right now. Like obviously volleyball, number one. I mean, have they lost a set? Was it 40-some in a row, 43? I mean, it's just absolutely amazing. But our rifle team, number one right now, and where they've come from in 2 years. Amazing wrestling. I can't wait to, it's really cool that Bud went out and walked them out and see him wrestling at number 2, bowling at number 2. So really cool things happening. I'm hoping I can maybe get to men's or women's basketball here soon. I mean, they're off to exciting starts and doing great things. And, one of the cool things in my job is when we have a huge win like we did against UCLA and you get the text from Fred and Amy and all those people. So really, really, really excited. State high school playoffs. I know there's 28 teams still in it, so good luck to those guys. I do want to highlight a couple of things. It was a huge win, and to go on the road, I think it's our first time having 3, road wins since 2014, and we have one more chance, which would be the first time since 2010. So we're going to continue to work this week, so we're ready for that game next week. Obviously TJ being just the 5th true freshman, and I thought he went out and he was masterful. He did a great job, and I think the team really responded to him and had his back, and he brought joy and energy, and it was a lot of fun to see him doing what he was doing. Defensively, we still have not allowed 400 yards this season. We're only 7 teams in the country have not allowed 400 yards this season. So while I know there's things we wish we could do just a little bit better, there's a lot of things that we're doing at a really, really high level, and we're doing it with a lot of young players. And so I hope our players see, hey, continue to buy into the first floor of the development, continue to buy into Coach Butler and their position coaches, and where we are defensively will only continue to take off. And you see guys playing their best football, right? You see Keona Davis have a career day. You see Dylan Rogers get out there. You see Andrew Marshall making plays. Deshaun as a senior batting the ball down and making havoc plays. So excited and really proud of our special teams. Top 25 in punt returns. Punt return defense were 3rd. Kickoff returns were 4th. Kickoff return defense were 14th. And so, Eck obviously does a tremendous job, he and his staff, but I think our players have really bought into it. So, anytime you can go out and do the things that, we're doing special teams wise and defensively, you give yourself a chance. And then, I personally believe Emmett Johnson should be in New York for I think he should be a Heisman candidate. I think he should be a Doak Walker finalist, if not winner. And I think what he's doing is, fantastic. I hope people appreciate seeing him. He's a first-team All-American, and I don't know what was the last person that was first-team All-American was since 2011, Levante David. And so, just a couple highlights, because hopefully our social media people will mash it up and they can make a go. But, he leads the nation in yards from scrimmage with 1,431 yards from scrimmage in 10 games. Ranks 2nd in the FBS in total rushing yards and 5th in yards per game. Leads the nation by accounting for 37% of his team's total yards. Among power conference players, he's number 1 at 37.1. Jeremiah Love, another great player at Notre Dame, is 2nd at 29.6. Emmett is one of only 3 players in FBS with at least 10 rushing touchdowns and 3 receiving touchdowns. Only running back in power conference play with 4 100-yard rushing games in conference play. 2 pages, that's how good he is. Most rushing yards for the Huskers since the Doak Walker Award finalist Amir Abdullah in 2014. Most touchdowns for a Nebraska player since Amir Abdullah had 22 touchdowns in 2014. Emmett became the first player in Big Ten since at least 1995 to have more than 125 rushing yards, more than 100 receiving yards, a rushing touchdown, and 2 receiving touchdowns in the same game. Wow. First player in Nebraska history to have 100 rushing yards and 100 receiving yards in a game. He'll win a bunch of awards this week, and we haven't been able to announce them yet. But really, really proud of Emmett, his character. And, I do have to say this. Like, if you saw the end of the game, you saw the TV copy, which I had a chance to see the TV copy. Everything that we've always wanted. Sometimes, it was a really good question that Sam asked me last year, like, hey, what kind of guys are you looking for? At the end of that game, they started interviewing me, and I said, TJ, get over here. They don't want to interview me. TJ, they want to interview you. And TJ immediately starts to talk about Dylan. Then he immediately starts to talk about the brother playing for his brothers on the team. And then Emmett gets in, and Emmett talks about Dylan, then he talks about TJ, then he talks about the O-line, then he talks about all the other guys. And so in today's day and age, to have a team that talks about each other and not just themselves is really, really, really hard to do. And so I'm very proud of the guys. It's not me, that's the team. And I hope our players in this bye week take a moment to see how far they've come personally and where they're headed, and also look at the examples of the guys on the team who waited their turn. It's very, 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 very hard, and it's very, very not in vogue anymore to wait your turn. Sometimes it's like, well, I'll just go here and do this, just go there. But guys like Emmett, and they had chances, they could have, but they stayed, and he deserves everything he's getting as long as everybody else. So really proud of the things that are happening. It should be a great bye week for us to get healthy, develop some young players, really look at each guy and what we can do to help them, and then continue to recruit. So with that, it was long. I apologize, but I think probably some of that needed to be said, and I'll answer your questions.
Why do you think Emmett hasn't gotten the national attention until these last, I guess, couple weeks?
Yeah, I think I don't know. I don't know. Hopefully he will now, though, right? I mean, the flaw in college football today is so much of it is preseason this, preseason that. Like, look at the rankings of the teams that were the top teams, and really the CFP has figured it out, right? Like, they do it now. They wait and see your body of work, and they do it now. And so, this team's going to be really good, but hey, wait, they're 3-6, and this team, like, what's Minnesota's record right now? I don't know, 6-3. I mean, how could you ever lose? Well, they're a pretty good team. So I just think, people kind of bias things, like this team has 2 losses and this team has 2 losses. This team's still in the top 15. This team's out of the top 25, because a lot of it's just pre. So, Emmett's having a breakout season. Emmett will have a lot of decisions to make. Does he want to go play in the NFL? You know what I mean? If Emmett decided to come back, he obviously would be a preseason All-American, Heisman Trophy. He'd be on all the watch lists, so but I'm not so sure he shouldn't go play in the NFL, right? I think he's gonna be a great pro player. So, but I think that's probably it as much as anything, right? But he's been dominant in big games. He's also been dominant in tough situations. And I think the one key stat, and I think Emmett would be the first to tell you, I mean, we have the best blocking wideouts. I mean, I have NFL guys sending me tapes of like, man, look at your guys blocking. We have the best blocking wideouts. I mean, they're literally out there like hunting. They're not blocking, they're hunting. So we have great blocking wideouts. We have an O-line that, I hope everyone appreciates how well that O-line run blocks. I mean, they block everything. Luke Lindenmeyer, the way Luke blocks, Heinrich, Caden Nectarnock has become like a hammer for us. So I think there's a lot of pieces to it. But I think what's really, really crucial about Emmett is they're coming in conference games. He didn't go get like 300 yards against, so-and-so, and now all of a sudden that inflates the stats. Like Kenneth Williams. We are where we are in kickoff returns. Those are in conference games. He didn't have some of these teams. Like you look at them, they had a bunch of returns against the FCS school they played. Emmett's doing it versus real competition, and Minnesota was a tough game for us. I thought he was spectacular in that game. So it's not like he had 1 or 2 big breakout games. It's just consistent execution. And like I said, I'm sure he'd be the first to tell you it's all those guys all doing it to allow Emmett to have the success that he's having.
As far as all that goes, I mean, Emmett's rolling. He's only given up 2 sacks in the last 3 games. I think that's right. What's changed? Is the offensive line has it taken a step forward? What's the explanation?
Yeah, well, I think the offensive line certainly has taken a step forward. You've also lost a lot. I mean, Donnie's had to develop guys to be ready to play. I mean, we've had a lot of guys get hurt, right? I mean, you look at your right tackle spot. You've had Teddy, you've had Gunner. You went back to Teddy. Now you're playing with Turner. You've had a lot of turnover and injuries and things like that. I think, there's something to consistency. There's something to like the year before the year, like we just talked about with Emmett, like, Dana's, in his first full year. And I think he's evolving in terms of like what he likes and what we do well. I think, we're running the ball more, it's not probably quite as much drop back. And so we're not under as much duress. TJ moved around some, as I said, some of the sacks, if you go back and listen to me after those games, right? Like, I think people just kind of blow out, he's just coached people. Like, some of the sacks were coverage sacks. Some of the sacks were 4-second sacks. Some of them were just, hey, we absolutely just got run over, right? Like, I think in the Minnesota game, it just was not a good night for us. It was not a good night for us, and they played really well. And, but I think it's just a little bit of everything, to be quite honest with you. I feel like there's one other point to it that I had in my head, but I think we're doing the things that we do really well at a higher level. And, like TJ did a good job of getting the ball out. We're running the football. So, you sometimes have to live with, like it was on the last drive, second to last drive. It was 3rd and 13, and we had a 2-play pack. It was either a drop back pass or an outside zone. And if we got 5 or 6 yards, I was going to go for it. And we had the perfect look. TJ goes to the outside zone, and the guy just beats one guy. But I think we're doing things like that and just living with the result a little bit more. But yeah, I think the offensive line, they've really worked hard. And I will also go back to Minnesota. We also played, this is just part of football. It's not an excuse, but Pritchett got ejected for playing hard and getting the targeting call, and then Rocco's finger went out of his hand. So you go down, kind of a line that's already kind of beat up a little bit. You go down, and 2 guys have to step in and play, and not putting anything on them. But just it's just not a good night. So yeah, I think it's probably a mixture of all those things. I mean, as coaches, I think we have to adapt, but our players have worked really hard, and they've never stopped doing the process. And that's the biggest thing for me is like, you see a lot of teams, they lose. And even last week, I mean, I'm still mad that we lost to USC. I'm still upset. And I still say to myself, what could I have done better? And there's a lot of things I could have done better, but we did come back, and a lot of teams wouldn't have come back. And so I think there's real character and grit on the team.
Because Pritchett, has he, I don't know, I don't grade him. Has he found a groove?
Yep. Yeah, Pritchett played, Pritchett's playing really well. He's playing really well.
There was you guys have punted the ball more on those 3rd and longs, just accepting that you may not get the first down. How did you maybe evolve to that? I don't know if it is an evolution, but how did you arrive at that point in the last 2 or 3 games, and how do you feel like it's worked out, forcing teams to go long field? Even UCLA had to go 96 yards to score that touchdown.
Yeah, I think it's a mixture of a couple things, to be honest with you, Sam. I think we're still going for on like 3rd, we're still attacking 3rd and 6, 3rd and 7. I think you look at the stats like 3rd and 11 plus. A lot of our sacks that happened. Some of these, we also were down at Minnesota, so you had to play a little differently. But I think we have great pressure packages. Like we have, John's got all these things we like, and I think the one thing is people have just lined up and run the ball against us. So you go back to Michigan, it's the last drive, second to last drive, the one that they go up by 10, right? And it's 3rd and 13. I mean, on that drive, they ran a sprint out, they ran a screen, and they ran an outside zone. And so I'm on the headset, and I'm hearing John be like, I'm always like blitz. And I'm hearing him like, we're just going to check the zone versus this. And so then you relay that to the offense. Like, hey, guys, all these exotic pressure packages that earlier in the year we were, trying to sort out and pick up. And, because we have great wideouts and we want to get them the ball. I think what we said is like, hey, let's screen that stuff. When they give it some of the stuff, let's run it against it and then pick our spots. So I just think, we've kind of adapted. But it's still a team thing. Like if you're down by 21, you can't do that, right? So against USC has great pass rushers, and our whole thought was let's run the ball early, body blows, wear them down, and then throw it, later in the game when they're a little bit beat up. Going into this game, they didn't have a ton of sacks, but it was like, hey, let's run it versus. But that play, I mean, to be very clear, like that was a check. Like so, if they came out and they were playing 4-man rush zone coverage, we were going to let it rip and throw a down the field pass. It was just because they came out and they looked different that he checked to the run. So.
Archie's done with the pooch punting, getting it inside the 10, the 15.
Yeah, I think Archie's done a great job. I mean, that's a huge play right there, right? I know obviously the penalty moved him back even further. Archie's like a lot of freshmen, right? He's at that point right now where like he's like analyzing and over, like when he just goes out there and lets it rip, he does a great job. So, he's a guy. He's so good. He wants to put the ball at the 2 every time, but putting the ball down inside the 20, the odds are in your favor. And it's a shame that we didn't get the stop with a long field for them to go, because they had punted the ball back to Jacory and they would have had to punt it to him and he would have had a big return and, good things would have happened.
Offense has evolved through the year. Back to Emmett, has carried it 84 times in the last 3 games. Did you arrive at a place where you saw this season that his durability just was not going to be an issue and you didn't need to necessarily limit his touches?
Yeah, I think he doesn't take a lot of big hits. Like he's never like. Let me say this: like you hear me freely talking about like, hey, Emmett might go to the NFL. I think Mosey and Mackay, like if they went, like we wish we could get them more touches. We wish they were playing more, and they're having to wait their turn. There's 2 of the guys, they're probably a little frustrated by it, I'm sure, but they're such great team guys. But we're not getting a ton of like 3 and outs, where, we get a 3 and out early and then it's a long drive. So we're not getting a ton of possessions. I think we had, we have 3 possessions in the first half, and we scored in all 3. I sure love to get 5. I'd love to get a couple turnovers, and that's how you blow people out, right? That's how you're watching Indiana play people, and it's like, did it, and then they get a turnover and they have a short field, and then all of a sudden it's 35-0. So that's the next step for us. But back to Emmett, I think the way we run the football, it's kind of we're running like downhill, running duo, running inside zone, a little outside zone sometimes for the RPOs, but a little pin and pull. But it's not, he's not taking huge hits. He's kind of fighting for yards, and his superpower is that he makes people miss, so he doesn't take a lot of direct shots. And so, I mean, there's never a time where he's been limited in practice. I think there was one Sunday we went to special teams, and I said, hey, just go catch balls with the quarterbacks because you don't even play on special teams. But he's not even limited in practice, so I think a lot of that's probably his running style plus the runs that we're running.
Hey, Coach, this will be probably the last time you guys can go out to recruit until January. How do you attack the days you get this week, and is it a 2026 priority, or are you looking at 2027 this week?
Yeah, both. They limited the amount of days you can have, so we don't have very many days left. I think we have like 6 days left. And to your point, there is nothing in December anymore. Now it's in January, so it kind of changes everything. So, we're still working on 26s. The portal's been moved back to January, but we all know that people are calling our guys, and so we kind of have to also, you have to look at your roster. You have to start looking at who you think is going to be in the portal, and then 26s and 27s both. So my plan is to head out on the road. Now we're still waiting to see all the FAA stuff, and can you fly here? Can you? There's some challenges to that we're waiting to see, because obviously some of the airports most affected are in some areas that we recruit pretty heavily. But yeah, I plan on going out on the road. I think Tequila and I are going to go out and continue to try to build off of what's happening right now.
I don't know if you call it a breakout game for Keona, because he's kind of been coming along as the whole season. But how have you seen his development curve? I know he had to gain weight to kind of play inside. He got here at maybe 240 pounds. Now he's 275. How far has he come, and how much more is out there for him?
Yeah, Keona. Thing I love about Keona, you saw it in the. I remember after the USC game, I said to him, "Hey, that was your best game." And a lot of plays you maybe couldn't see. Where he, we say like not like a huge like sack, but it's like he locked out a tackle, threw him, got on the tackle, so you could see like some of the technical things really starting to work with him. I think he'll just continue to get better and better. One thing about Keona is he's coachable. He's disciplined. He's coachable. You look at us on defense. You have Javen doing really special things, right? You have Deshaun, Sierra, but you have a lot of guys that are underclassmen that are playing really good football. Judy had a really good game, but you look out there. McCade Petchock's a machine out there. He defends the run. The backers, V9 played a great game. I don't want to start, Andrew Marshall's playing really good football. Guthrie just continues to show up. Justin Rhett got in the game, played well. Jameer Khan. So there's a lot of young guys. And so, what I want them to see is like, hey, just continue to stay with this thing, because, these next 2 weeks is not like all right, we have 2 weeks left. We have a month of football to get better. And so what can Keona be by the bowl game? Say we're playing on, December 31st or January 1st. Who knows what the bowl games are, but what can he get to by then? And I think that's true for a lot of these guys. You see them really ascending. I was really proud of Waneri. I mean, he was tired. He played a ton of plays in a row, and he did a really nice job, especially at the other half. Got that sack, and we were able to not let them have a field goal. So I think Terry, one of the things, going back to with the question earlier, it's you don't want to have to change over your staff every year, because then you have this, right? And I think rosters will change over every year. This will be the first year like, we can go. We can do whatever. We have the money now. We can do. I can't complain anymore, right? Like we got what we need, and so this is the first time we're a have. But I want to keep the coaching staff, right? I want the coaches to stay, because I think that breeds. You don't want 3 new coordinators every year, So just think about Eckler's special teams a year more of the off-season drills, because our guys will get into the offseason this year, Sam, and they'll be like, "Oh, these drills really, really work. I'm going to do this." So I did them last year. I'm going to really do them, and you'll see guys. Understanding, hey, this is going to help me play in the NFL. And so, so Keona's a great example of that, but I just think that consistency is kind of throughout. And I'm really excited to see those guys. Like I told our staff today, we have a month of football left, not 2 games. We have a month of football left. You better take this week to coach your guys at the highest level possible.
Do you guys want to get defensive linemen in the portal, given how young you still are? Or do you feel like maybe this group can develop so much in the next 8 months, not just the next month, but the next 8 months that you can kind of hold?
Yeah. So I think with the way college football's heading, we want to be a place where the best players in the country want to come. And so I told our coaches today, like, but we now in the previous couple of years, I had to make a lot of hard decisions because we didn't have the money everyone else had. We had good money. I mean, I will forever, like this would 7-3 is not where we want to be, but it's a pretty better place than where we've been. And I will always thank the Peds first and foremost, because they stood in the gap and made this thing possible. But now with rev share and all the different things, like, before you had to make a decision, like, okay, we lost some really good defensive linemen in the portal last year, but we went out and got one area. We went out and got some of these guys. So you're able to replace that. And I think we did well in the portal last year. I think we won the portal last year. We can now go get anybody we want. At the same time, we also have the ability to keep our guys now, right? Like, guys don't have to be embarrassed about, hey, coach, I think I do, these people are offering me this. So we can offer I think we can now be the best of the best. So to answer your question, I want to put the best players in the country in this room and not having to worry about, hey, can I afford to do it now? Some people might still have more than us, but we got a lot. So it's kind of a unique thing. And, I like where our D-line's headed. Okay. I thought some guys are playing their best football. But yeah, we're going to continue to add. And we also know, like, I also know people are calling our guys right now too, So, but what I learned last year was, all right, I mean, some people left, I love them, wish them the best. I bet you some of them wish they could be back here right now, to be quite honest. And then, some people thought about leaving, and like Emmett thought about leaving, and not for money, not for just, hey, what situation, how are you guys going to use me? I bet you Emmett's pretty happy he's here right now. So, but some guys like some guys like, hey, they're in a good situation. I'm proud of them, excited for them. So everybody will be a little different, but I'm no longer worried about, we got what we need to go get the best players in the country. And they all, I mean, where else can you go? And we keep walking in other people's stadiums and taking over their stadiums in the Big Ten. I mean, it's pretty elite. So you can come here and have an amazing experience.
Are you optimistic with this bye week you can come out of it with pretty full bore with guys like McCullough, for example? Would you be able to?
Yeah, I mean, Deshaun, I think it's just a matter of, can he get healthy in time? I mean, he tried last week. He really tried. They're running some tests on him today, so we'll see. I know if he can go, he'll want to go. I think we'll get Dawson Merritt back, I hope. So I think we will be as healthy. And then, we're late in the year. It's a 2 bye week year. We're not going to beat them up this week. We'll practice. We'll practice the young guys on Wednesday. We're going to lift and run on Tuesday. We'll practice the young guys on Wednesday, developmental guys that are, still trying to ascend. And then we'll do a first game for next week's opponent on Thursday. Even the coaches, like these 2 days, are spending these 2 days on our final game planning that game because it's a short week. And, we don't have the Penn State time yet. And then they'll spend 2 days game planning next week. So Penn State game. So, so it won't be a kill 'em week. We had that bye week already.
I think you spoke about him after the game a little bit, but Dylan Rogers, when did you start to see him maybe take that next step to be in position where he is now?
I think it goes back to what I said about Eckler and the drills. You see what Dylan's done is he's been really consistent on special teams. And, Dylan's always been a player that we say, like, kind of like, if he just ever just like cut it loose and went, you know what I mean? Like, cause he's just kind of always like, he's athletic, but he just never quite like, and it reminds me a lot of Johnny Bullock. Like John was like that. Right. And then finally one day, I think Bullock got so mad at me and Rob and everybody, he just said, screw you guys, and just started running through people's faces. And now he's an NFL player. Right. Dylan, Deshaun got banged up. Dylan went out in the game and played, and he played really well. And so I just think for me, it's like, we have a lot of guys who I know are good players. They just need the opportunity to get on the field to show what they can do, and he got it, and I'm proud of him.
I think you just answered the question. So you didn't have to alter your practice schedule because you have a young QB in this situation.
No.
You know
No.
what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's a great question. You're like, hey, come out and get some more. No, I think for as much as anything for TJ, it's just, hey, how am I going to like watching the tape? How am I going to attack? We're not going to invent a bunch of new stuff. Maybe Dana will say to me or Glenn will say to me, hey, can we go out there on Wednesday and get him some reps? But the thing with TJ is, I mean, he's been here in the spring, he's been here in fall. Like when he went out there in the first couple games, he was prepared and ready. You know, so no, I don't even think of TJ as a young player. I think, you know, part of it's getting into the game and knowing when to run and when to check the ball down and all those things. And I can't really mimic too much of that. I think just the game reps. I do think that one of the big things about going to Penn State is going to be the cadence, you know, just how loud it can get there. And so just we'll do some of that stuff on Thursday. But yeah, so maybe they'll want to put him in on Wednesday. But I feel really good about our process. I mean, and the way it works. That even going back to what I said about the roster, like I feel really good now with where we are. We're in the building. We've got all the right people. I'm not going to Troy with a big wish list of demands this year. Like, hey, we need this, this, and this. We've done that for 3 years. We're finally caught up to where programs of this nature should be. We have everything you could possibly want. And so, you know, like I have an unbelievable quarterback coach, you know, and if you don't, you know, just the tape speaks that, right? Like Glenn doesn't get nearly any, like, I don't know what's, but like, I don't even, you know, I just take it for granted how good he is. You know what I'm saying? Like, but he's been doing that for me for years. I mean, PJ Walker had 16 touchdowns and 18 interceptions his sophomore year. Glenn came in and PJ was elite, right? We started Charlie Brewer as a freshman at Baylor, and Glenn coached him, and he was elite. So I just think, you know, you look at TJ, credit goes to TJ, but I think Glenn's done a really, really, really nice job. And I think it's important I say that. And I'm really saying that, to be honest with you, I'm talking a lot to people out there in recruiting. You know, like, hey, if you're a good quarterback, you want to go somewhere, I'd come play for Daniel Holgerson and Glenn Thomas. You know, imagine how much TJ Latif's phone's going to be ringing here from other schools. Hey, come be our quarterback. Come be our quarterback. And you know what? Good for him. I mean, I love the kid. I hope he wants to stay with us. But you know what? Like, we got good coaches. We got good quarterback coaches. I mean, I was a quarterback coach. I was the worst. I mean, I was just not a good quarterback coach. And I think Glenn is really, really special. And it all goes all the way back to, you know, Matt Ryan saying to Mike Saravo, hey, he's a really good coach. You should hire him, because he was his coach at Atlanta. And I just want to make sure I give him a ton of credit. But TJ, I don't think TJ needs anything special. I just think he needs another week. And I think you'll just see him continue to get better and better and better.
Do you consider it part of your job to maintain a level of awareness of who's getting called, what's happening?
They're all getting called. If they're a good player, getting called. It's just the way football is now.
Is it as simple as a DM? Did you get like a DM?
No. It's way more surreptitious than that. It's way more. You know, just think about it. You call they call the whatever coach. I mean, just it is what it is. It's my coach. My coaches get upset about it. I'm like, what do you think you guys do to me? You know, and then what? I mean, I just signed a contract extension, right? Because maybe someone else showed. I mean, it's just what it is, right? All I'll say is, my point is that I always want our players to see, like, hey, if you stick around here, you're going to play your best football here. You're going to get developed here, unlike anything else, and we can take care of our guys. Now, people want to get taken care of sometimes before they produce. You know what I mean? And so that's the hard part. You know, you have to pay a high school recruit to come in. You have to pay. You have to pay a certain amount and all those things, but. You know, Emmett's going to get his due. You know, I mean, he's going to be up for all these awards. He's going to be a national whatever, and he's going to have his decision to make, and we'll support him no matter what. But that's the message is you know, what Troy's done here is he's put the place on overdrive, and that's why look at all the other sports. You know, I mean, how are we this good in all these other sports? It's the nutrition, it's the facilities, it's the coaches, it's the investment in coaches. It's the University of Nebraska athletics is beyond elite, and it's you know, we have alignment here from the top down that not many places have. I talked to a lot of my coaching friends. They would kill for the situation we have between our board and our president and our chancellor and our AD and the assistant coaches here. I mean, I said it when I signed the contract extension. I think probably no, trust me. You're going to see more coaches leave good jobs for other jobs because they're chasing what we have here, resources and alignment. And so I want to have really good players, and I want players who other people are calling them, and I want players who want to be here because it's one of the best places in the country. And, you know, I want my assistant coaches to people be calling my assistant coaches saying, hey, why don't you come here? You know, I mean, it just means you have good people, right? It's a good problem to have. I hope next year you guys are asking me about, hey, we heard your name for this job. It means I did a good job. So it's just part of it. But this is an amazing place, and people should want to be here like we want to be here.
Coach, with stacking wins, more and more wins, you put yourself probably more in contention for a Florida bowl game. How much would it mean to you to see Jacory and Shavers get to play in that state, and how much inroads could that make in that state recruiting-wise?
That's a great question. And as I said, we'll be grateful for any bowl. I mean, you know, back-to-back bowl wins. It's not where we want to be, but it's better than we were. But yeah, I think to go play an SEC team in a premier bowl game, and to your point, go back to Florida. You know, we affectionately call it Florbraska. You know, I love players from the state of Florida. They love the game. They love They love they love competing. They love flying around. I mean, one of these days I should have you guys come out and watch the PAT field goal period. I mean, Jacory just literally runs the period, screams and yells and talks trash. I mean, it's just, give me 10 of those guys. And, what else could we do? Yeah, I think that'd be really cool. I hadn't really thought about it till you said it. You can always tell when I'm not anticipating something. I kind of hesitate up here and I'm hesitating, but that would be really cool. And I think it'd be really good for us in recruiting to take this brand. And I think, I saw some ranked teams on Saturday. That was a late game for us. I saw some ranked teams with not a lot of people in their stadiums. And, and it's like, well, if you like atmosphere, if you like crowd, if you like being followed, come be a part of Husker Nation, man. We got something that not many people have. And so I'm sure we'll probably travel pretty well. I'm sure bowl games are dying to get us. And, but right now, we got bye week and then next week, go try to play our best game next week.
Last year, you didn't know that you'd be playing in the postseason until November 15th. Year before, you didn't know that you wouldn't until Black Friday. Having
Thanks for bringing that up. Jeez, just ruined my day.
Having that knowledge that, back on November 1st this year that you would, and now you can go through this month knowing what your December is going to look like. Does that make a difference? Does that matter in like the training and the scheduling and everything?
Yes. It's kind of weird for me to be quite honest with you. Like I'm literally like sitting to Susan today, like the schedule's changed so much. I'm like, wait, we can't bring in, because the portal's not till January, but when a team hires a new coach now, those kids can go in the portal. I'm like, so we can't bring them in on a visit? And they're like, no, it's dead. So I'm still trying to, it's very, like I've said before, like, this time with the new rules, house settlement, all that, it's very much like back in COVID when I was in the NFL, when I'd plan out like a 2-month schedule, off-season schedule, and they'd say, no, that changed. I have to tear it up. But yeah, I think it does. Like even this bye week right now, right? Like it's like, hey, we have another month of football, so we're going to take this approach. Last year, obviously the portal was before bowl games, so people were opting out, and that's why they've moved it now to after, so kids can play in the bowl games and then decide, if they're going to go in the portal or not after that. So yeah, I think so. I think it does. It affects, kind of where we are. And uniquely, when we lost last week, we knew our hopes of going to the CFP were over. And as I said to our guys, like, hey, you're going to have to play because you love each other, because you're a competitor, because you love to win, and you love being a part of the University of Nebraska. And I think they certainly did that on Saturday, which was really cool. But schedule-wise, I just think it allows us to, now know, like, hey, we're going to train, like even it used to be I'd play on, like last year we played on Friday and I was getting prepared to go on the road, last couple of years, 2 years ago, like we lost that Black Friday game and then I was out the next week. It'll be dead. I'll be in the office. So it'd be so different. But we'll adjust, we'll adapt. Do I have a presser next Monday? Yeah. You guys.
Is that it? All right. Okay. Sounds good. What happened at the end there, Josh? What was going on?
He asked if he had a presser next Monday.
He should.
And they said, yes, you do. And he looks at the media and he goes, you guys.
Sounds like he may not have known that there was a presser today.
That might be why he was a few minutes late.
Also, in case you missed it, Matt Rule did not mention it during his press conference there. Check this out. So Nebraska's next game is against Penn State. It's not this weekend. It's next weekend, Saturday, November 22nd. That game and every single other Big Ten game scheduled for that day, which is all of them, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16 out of the 18 teams, because there must be a Friday night game or something, all on 6-day hold, meaning we won't know what time or network Nebraska and Penn State will play at on Saturday the 22nd against Penn State.
Ooh,
cool.
It's fun. A little mystery.
There are some games that are designated for non-night games. There is one game that is designated for a night game, and then there are 4 games that are designated for IDK. Nebraska Penn State is one of those. Very cool and very fun. All right, we'll be back. Now we get the chance to talk about the Teefies.
The Teefies.
After this on 1620 The Zone.
Live from the Host Coffee Studio, this is 1620 The Zone.
Planning something fun for your office, family, or friends? Joe's Karting is for you. Take a break. Come to Joe's to race, relax, and recharge. Great for team building. Ditch the speaker and burn some rubber. Trust us, Joe says you'll leave motivated. Joe's Karting race packages range from providing simple stress relief races to the real deal race experience. Check us out at joeskarting.com. Remember, go to Joe's, your place to race.
I'm Doug Nodgard with Equitable Bank. We know your time matters, so when you call us, we answer on the very first ring. That's our promise to you. We value your business and will treat you like a friend and neighbor, because more than likely, you are one. While other banks hide behind technology, we combine the best of both. Top-notch digital banking and online banking with people who care. Got a question or need help? We're just one ring away. At Equitable Bank, we take banking personally because you deserve it. Member FDIC.
Husker Review Monday is powered by McInnes Roofing and Sheet Metal. Looking for trusted experts to protect and enhance your home or business? We are McInnes, Nebraska and Iowa's go-to choice since 1981. For commercial or residential projects, trust McInnes Roofing and Sheet Metal. Visit McInnesInc.com today.
It's football. He does it the only way he knows how. With his massive sports brain sprinkled with a smidgen of rabble-rousing. Let's get back to the Connor Happer Show on 1620 The Zone.
It's ring night for the Omaha Mavericks basketball team on Saturday against Southern Utah. So you can listen to John and Josh this week on Unsportsmanlike.com for a chance to win tickets to that game Saturday at 7 at the old Baxter. They're also giving away replica rings for the first 1,000 fans in attendance at the Baxter on Saturday. Gary's on the call, of course, on 1180 The Zone. The pregame show will start at 6:30 p.m. if you'd like to listen to the game, but we'd invite you to all go and listen to John and Josh this week for your chance to win your way in. A lot of conversation from Matt Rule about Emmett Johnson just ripping off stats. For
2 pages.
4 minutes straight. 2 pages. That's how good he is. Also, a lot of time to talk about recruiting. My favorite part of the press conference was the guy who asked, I don't even know who it was, the guy who asked him, hey, how cool would that be to go to a Florida bowl game for like guys who are from Florida? And he'd be like, and Matt Rule said, what a great question.
Great question.
It's not really a great question. Like what he means is this is a good opportunity for me to talk about how we love to recruit in Florida.
Nebraska, ever heard of it?
He took that personally. He definitely talked about that.
And you got to throw in the obligatory, every bowl wants us. Every bowl wants us to be there, which is for the most part true, right? I mean,
I think so. If Nebraska holds up their end of the bargain, but we won't know what time they'll play against Penn State until next week. Sunday, to be exact.
Luckily, those bowl times are posted in advance.
Were the Teefies right? Were the Teefies right? All right. Finally, the topic of the day. In case you're new here, TJ Lateef, Nebraska's starting quarterback on Saturday night against UCLA, went 13 of 15, 205 yards, 3 touchdowns. Nebraska may have had their best offensive output of the season. Their first 3 drives were touchdown, touchdown, touchdown. That was the entire first half. Then they came out of the second half and did what, Josh? Touchdown. Sorry, I believe we call them touchdown wows now.
Touchdown wows.
And then they went punt to end the game. So you get touchdowns on what amounted to be 4 out of your 6 actual drives until you ran the game out in the fourth quarter, and then you took a knee. So they had the ball 8 times. They scored 4 touchdowns. They punted twice, and then they kneeled it out twice as well. And that's good. Let's just say that. That'll win you some games. That's a beautiful thing. TJ Lateef was looking sharp, confident, in control. He had to bring that to the table. So the question of are the Teefies right? Here's my answer, Josh. Kind of. And when I say kind of, it allows me the opportunity to go to talk about all the prongs to the kind of. Because I'm admitting, I am saying you were kind of right. The Teefies were kind of right.
Kind of right.
The Teefies were kind of right.
That's something.
I think there are 3 reasons that I'm going to outline here why you saw something that resembles identity on offense for Nebraska football. 3 reasons why. Number 1, first and foremost, this is like an outline in a class project or something like that. Remember outlines, Josh?
I do, yes.
I think we've done that poll question before. Number 1, Nebraska was better than UCLA. Okay? Their run defense sucked. It hasn't been good all year. Nebraska is better than UCLA. So let's remember that first. TJ Lateef, now I'm not taking credit away from him, but I'm outlining it. He's played against 2 tomato cans, named Akron and Houston Christian, and he played against UCLA. Nebraska's possibly worst conference opponent that they'll play this year. Game was still losable, so give him credit, but there is that.
Losable games.
Number 2, game script was on their side. Nebraska grabbed the lead. Credit to TJ, credit to the offense. And they were not really thrown off the tracks offensively all night until the 3rd and the 4th quarter when they had to punt a couple times. But even then, they weren't chasing anything, right? They didn't have to chase points, and they didn't really feel much pressure offensively. They moved the ball at will in general.
Didn't throw an incompletion until the 4th quarter.
Throw an incompletion to the 4th quarter, right? They didn't have to. They didn't have to throw the ball much at all. So that, I think, encapsulates the first 2 parts of this. And it basically comes down to Nebraska was better than UCLA. That's part of the reason for the offensive success on Saturday night. Part number 3 is we're going to spend some time on here, Josh.
Okay.
This is the kind of part. We talked all last week about how they were going to make things more digestible for a freshman quarterback. I think that happened. Simple reads, in no small part because of the first 2 parts that I just mentioned, but also this part. Simple reads, some rollouts, right? Get them moving, incorporating quarterback run because it fits TJ Lateef's skill set. This, I want to make this clear. This is something that they could have been doing with Dylan all along. Not incorporating quarterback runs because it fits his skill set, but finding things that do fit his skill set. Finding what he does well and magnifying those strengths. They did it with TJ on Saturday night. I don't think they've found it with Dylan in 20-plus starts yet. I don't think they've found that yet. And that is a conversation worth having in the offseason. It's what they called on Saturday night and how they used TJ Lateef was made easier because the notion that he's more limited because of what he doesn't know. We're going to give him it's like a happy hour menu, Josh.
Ooh.
You know when it's easy to order? When it's happy hour.
Yeah.
And the stuff on the happy hour menu is cheaper. I am limited to these things. I'm not going to the big menu to spend $22 on an entree. I'll take the $12 one.
Gosh, I got to look through this big menu.
No, you
what
don't.
do I want?
Not during
What do
happy
I-
hour, Josh. This is TJ Lateef happy hour. And so therein lies a problem, concern, whatever it might be. The problem with Dylan Raiola is that there is a belief that he can be whatever type of quarterback you mold him into. Do you think that about Dylan Raiola? I look at Dylan Raiola and I see a guy as a recruit or as a freshman. I see a guy who can handle all of these things. He has a great arm. He can make all of the throws. I didn't know what kind of quarterback Dylan Raiola was going to be when he came to college. I'm talking about system-wise. What fits him best? I don't know the answer to that. They don't know the answer to it, I don't think. It leads to what Nebraska has gotten him into over the first 2 years of his career. A variety of differing concepts. And this is certainly something that you could take advantage of late in games, because then you're limited late in games. When you're late in games, there's only really one thing to do. You got to put the ball in your quarterback's hands and he's got to go make plays, and you're down. It's happened a couple times this year. It's happened against Michigan State. It's happened against Maryland. They've gone down, they've scored touchdown drives, and they put the ball in the quarterback's hands, and he has ended up coming through for them. Those are situations in which they are limited into what they can call. Their options are taken off the table. It becomes Dylan happy hour at that point. Dylan Raiola, in my opinion, works best in a fast-paced, quick strike, ball distributing offense. And the problem is that Nebraska, for whatever reason, decided not to do that this year with him. I do not understand why. It is somewhere buried inside of Matt Rule's vision of what they want to be. Matt Rule came here and he said, we're going to be this. We're going to be the run the ball, like pro style, like we're going to huddle up. We're going to do all those things. I think he's, for whatever reason, a little bit married to it, a little bit stuck with it. And that's the quarterback they were going to turn Dylan Raiola into. I think Dylan Raiola is better equipped to run an offense that is, like I said, less reads. Every quarterback is. Less reads, fast-paced, quick strike, distributing, like just make it really, really easy on the quarterback. They haven't made Dylan's life easy. So I don't think this is as much of a Dylan Raiola versus TJ Lateef conversation as it is about how the staff uses him. And this sounds like a conversation we've had before in Husker quarterback land. It is time to reevaluate how they use Dylan Raiola. It is not time to fire the offensive coordinator. That's not what I'm saying. It is time in the offseason to use Dylan how he should have been used all along, which is admittedly a lot like he probably would have been used if he was at Ohio State, if he stayed committed to Ohio State, or if he stayed committed to Georgia. That's a different conversation for a different time. For now, Nebraska has TJ Lateef, and TJ Lateef gives Nebraska an identity because TJ Lateef's got the happy hour menu. And happy hour menus are better. Happy hour menus are better. It's not so much what the food is, it's just easier to order. And it's easier to give the quarterback things that he can handle if you understand and have decided already. You have preconceived notions of what his limitations are. That a plan has very clearly been put forth for TJ Lateef. He didn't even start before Saturday night. So they went into it with a preconceived notion. They went into it and said, I don't think he could give us this right now. I do think he could give us this right now. And they created a menu that he could produce good food out of. Good soup. They created a menu that he can master. And it worked. And in no small part because Nebraska had control of the game, in no small part because Nebraska was better than UCLA, but also in no small part because it's what they decided to do. And it's something that they have yet to make. They're putzing around on Dylan Raiola. And if they're not careful, it's going to lead Dylan Raiola to take a look around and say, I want to go somewhere where they're either A, using me properly, or B, at the very least, know what to do with me. I don't think Nebraska knows what to do with Dylan Raiola. I do think they know what to do with TJ Lateef. And does that make Nebraska a better football team right now? My answer, Josh, yes.
Whoa.
It does. It makes Nebraska a better football team right now. But it's not because TJ's better than Dylan. It's because they know what to do with him. And they don't know what to do with Dylan.
They really don't. Was he going to be big arm guy? Is he going to be move you down the field like a glacier guy? Like what?
Once again, the problem, and it doesn't really sound like a problem at all. The problem is that they view him as a quarterback who could do everything. All the things, Josh. And they didn't pick a lane. They didn't pick a lane with Dylan. They got to pick a lane. And they clearly, they had the lane picked for him, for TJ. He's going to be good for the rest of the year. Nebraska's offense is going to have they're going to play 2 tough defenses coming up, but they are going to have an identity in the remaining 2 games of the regular season and in the bowl game. I really believe that. And it's because of how they set things up for TJ Lateef. So I haven't even looked at any of the responses yet on this. I would like to do so. We'll take some time for you all. We could also take calls, 402-951-1620. We'll be back after this on the Connor Happer Show on 1620 The Zone. People weren't listening earlier in the show. You probably don't know what that means. That's okay. You guys go check. Just kidding. We're going to play it. Touchdown, wow. Full question up at Happer Show, by the way. Should we call touchdowns touchdown wow now?
I think it's pretty obvious that we should.
Well, you don't want to influence the voters, Josh.
That's true.
Just leave it open for them. Let's take a phone call on the Prairie Flower Casino Zone hotline. Here is Tim. Hey, Tim. Good afternoon. What's going on? Hi, Tim. All right. Tim gave up on us. Sorry I couldn't hang on through the break. If only his name disappeared when he hung up.
Too expensive to fix.
What do we got on the YouTube, Josh?
We got this one from want to credit it, get it right here. Bad Takes Doug.
BTD.
Mix Dorothy Lynch, black pepper, lemon juice, put on salmon. Delicious.
I don't care about your salmon dressing. We're talking about Teefies. What is he talking about?
I don't care. It's too good not to share.
What's he talking about?
Oh gosh. What's in here that's good? Readable.
Any constructive?
That's the key there. A lot of people wondering what the passing offense would look like with a O-line that could pass protect.
Well, better.
Yeah. Maybe that would help Dylan look better.
Yeah, I saw somebody say earlier, like, imagine Emmett Johnson with a competent offensive line. Like, I guess so, but Nebraska can run block.
Yeah, they can run block.
Yeah.
It's two different skill sets.
It is. And I hear all the people talking about how this is just like, I've never been a believer that you have to have a running quarterback in order to make, in order to have success in college football. Like, I know people say that all the time. I think there's a kernel in there of truth in that it just makes it really, really difficult for your offensive line and for the rest of your offense to have success without. It just makes it harder. It makes your margin for error smaller. But at the same time, margin for error is like being small is kind of what they've been going, like kind of where they've been sitting at, and then you got the quarterback late in the game, and maybe that's just the plan.
Now, it didn't seem like TJ Lateef was running for his life Saturday.
No, because he never had to be.
Yeah.
He never had to be. And that's not because he's a running quarterback. That's not because of his athletic skill set. That's because he only threw the ball 15 times. And I probably, 4 or 5 of them at least were on design rollouts. Maybe 6 or 7, something like that. Star Wars Fiend says, Connor comparing TJ to Happy Hour at Sonic is an interesting take. He's the 2-piece mozzarella stick at 3:04 p.m.
That hits.
Is that a negative or a positive? Because like you said, Josh, that thing is smoking hot fire at 3:00 in the afternoon.
That is clutch if you're a guy like us who didn't eat lunch, but doesn't want to eat a whole meal at 3:30 in the afternoon just before your wife makes dinner.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Or I know sometimes you cook occasionally.
Sometimes you can't help yourself. Yeah, I do cook. Thank you, Josh. Although I need to make my own Dorothy Lynch-based salmon.
I got a recipe for you.
Yeah, I have a recipe.
Thank you, Bad Takes Doug.
Here's Michael.
Hi, Michael.
Connor, you have me so angry right now. TJ is better equipped for Nebraska, and Dylan is better equipped for another program that fits his style. Dylan is mid at best. Is he a good teammate? Yes. Is he a good athlete? Yes. Can he run? No. Can he? I like when people ask themselves questions. Can he make the right read at a split second? No. Does he hold the ball too much? Yes. Look at Nebraska. Nebraska got away from what TJ is, and TJ represents his style of play and what Nebraska was. Guys, we got to stop doing it.
That was going to be my follow-up. Are we having a conversation about whether or not the Teefies are right or whether or not we're sick of Dylan Raiola?
Okay, we can have that conversation. I don't mind having that conversation. But what Nebraska ran in the 90s is not applicable to this conversation.
It's a Big Ten, though. 3 yards in a cloud of dust wins titles.
Definitively, Nebraska was not 3 yards in a cloud of dust in the in the night. Like when Nebraska, the fact that they had success when they had a running quarterback, and like a running only quarterback for the most part, not applicable to this conversation. That is not clouding my. Hopefully, it's not clouding yours, because we can have this conversation. We could do the what's better, TJ style quarterback, Dylan style quarterback. I'm happy to. We're having the conversation right now. What Nebraska ran in the 90s should have no bearing on the conclusion of your opinion. If you could take that out of it, then I'm happy to have this conversation. I'm happy to have the rest of it.
D-Lo in the chat, you don't need an option quarterback. You need a quarterback who can move when needed and has pocket presence.
Yeah. And I don't believe, and so somebody yelled at me before, like, how could you know that it's the coach's fault? First of all, once again, I think you have to include the fact that Nebraska was just better than UCLA into that. We'll see what this looks like against Penn State. He's going to have to throw it, and Nebraska's tackles against those edge rushers, oh my God, we got problems. All right. But like I said, because of where he is at in his development right now, they went into the week last week and created a modified special menu for him. It's not particularly different concepts. But it's things that he can master and do really well. And a person who is young and they don't want to put too much on his shoulders can handle. I think they put too much on Dylan's shoulders. I think they think about Dylan, especially when he got here. They think, well, this guy can handle, and he can, right? He can make all the checks. He can make all the reads. He's in film studying. He's coaching and like half coaching and half playing at times. And he's always pleading his case and he's asking the right questions and all that stuff. Like there's a reason that you give him that much responsibility. But anytime over the last decade where Nebraska, this is what I'm chiefly worried about with Dylan. They are straying down the road with him of the same road that they had Adrian Martinez on. Not they in particular, because this is not Matt Rule's problem because he wasn't here during that time. But when Adrian Martinez went into his second year, it was some of the fact that he didn't have any playmakers around him. And it was also the fact that they were like, well, he was so good and we were so dynamic during his freshman year when he was a runner and a passer, right? So we need him to throw it for 280 yards a game and we need him to run it for 60 yards a game. And we're going to run him 20 times. And we're just going to put everything on him, because we think he can handle it. And at a certain point, the dam breaks. And I just think like we're dangerously trending down a very similar road with Dylan Raiola. Not so much in asking him to run and pass and do everything, but just putting too much on his plate. They have to simplify for Dylan in the same way they simplified for TJ Lateef. That's where I'm at. Dylan Raiola is going to be, or has all the capability to be a successful quarterback in college football. Well, he's good the way he is right now. He's fine the way he is right now. But they're never going to get the most out of him. They're going to have this 5-star and kind of create this, people don't like when you say 5-star. They're going to have this guy and who has all these tools and never pick a lane with him. And that will not be worth it if we continue down the road that we're on right now. You could look at exactly what happened on Saturday night to see what happens when you pick a lane. They had an identity on Saturday night. It was plain. It was plain as day, right? And it just felt like they were always have been doing too many things with Dylan as the quarterback. Somebody said it earlier, so I apologize whoever sent this in that I can't attribute it to them, but like it always felt like with Dylan they're like picking plays and not calling an offense. Just because that's what you do when you have all these different mouths to feed and you think that he can do all of the things. The ball needs to end up in the hands of the person who's designed to get it. Right?
Yes.
I don't know, man. Maybe I'm off on this. Maybe Dylan, maybe the answer to this is Dylan sucks and TJ is good, and then we could just all pat ourselves in the back and all the Teefies will be right. I don't believe it's that simple. I don't think it can be that simple.
I would have liked to have seen a little bit of adversity.
Yeah,
for TJ to overcome.
Get ready.
Yeah.
Get ready. You're about to see it. But
Yeah.
whatever it is, the thought process is they're limited in what they can do with him at the quarterback. And so whether they're up or whether they're down, you're going to be what your identity is. If Nebraska is not built as a team who's capable of coming back from 14-point deficits, then they're just not, right? You have to continue to be what you are. I just never knew who Nebraska was with Dylan Raiola.
And boy, looking at this chat, the audience sure seems
I think
done on Dylan.
Yeah. I got a text from or a tweet from anonymous person. It literally says anonymous.
The hacker?
If you think Dylan is better than TJ, you are a moron and you don't watch college football. Sorry for Dylan. It sucks, but it is what it is. Yeah, man. Like, I'm telling you, you can make Dylan Raiola's life a lot easier. You can make Dylan Raiola's life a lot easier. They made TJ's life easier.
Dylan sucks. TJ is great.
Yeah, I think it'd be pretty early.
Feels early on that, on some of that stuff.
Brett in Minnesota writes in.
Hi, Brett.
The afternoon show thought it was insane a few weeks ago to suggest that Nebraska gives TJ a shot. Saturday proved exactly why. TJ's mobility forces defense to defend us much differently than when Dylan Raiola is behind center. Well, Brett, I think once again, I think you're right in a roundabout way. Like, I think we got to that point, but I don't think we had to get to that point. I think you're the point where we have ended up is you are correct that TJ's mobility forces defense to defend Nebraska differently and blah 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 blah. Like, yeah, we got there.
Yeah.
But they could have had an identity with Dylan.
I can overload.
And they never did it. They never chose to have an identity with Dylan. They were just doing being a multiple offense is stupid. I'll just say it. Nebraska should have been running the air raid with Dylan Raiola. With the wide receivers that they have, making it easy on him, quicker reads, getting the ball out of his hands faster. With Nebraska's offensive line the way it was, they should have been doing that all year. They should have been more aggressive. Instead, they're in this weird, like, half conservative, whatever the hell crap they're doing, and it never worked. And so now you get a quarterback who has a defined and definitive skill set, and here is what the result is. It's not about TJ versus Dylan. It's about how they are used. Let's take a quick break. We'll take some calls. We'll get to more thoughts after this on 1620 The Zone. All right. You all would like to talk about Dylon versus TJ. All I want to talk about is touchdown. Wow.
I know.
But I guess we'll get to the stuff that you want to talk about.
Don't say we never did anything for you.
Touchdown. Wow. Indeed. I want to hear the whole thing one more time.
Mendoza in trouble. It's out. Touchdown. Wow. Oh, Marco play. Unbelievable. Give him the Heisman Trophy now.
All right, we're done. Back to the Prairie Flower Casino Zone hotline. Here is Drew on the line. Hey, Drew, thanks for calling. What's up?
Yeah, I just got a few comments this morning and a few minutes ago, and I seriously think you guys are sniffing glue, drawing that much of a conclusion. If Dylan plays without a broken fibula, he puts up 45 with Emmett and their regular offense, just like Wisconsin last year. I actually like TJ's the offense more, but to assume that Dylan wouldn't have put up more.
I did not assume that. I did not say that.
No, I'm saying that. I mean, if you think 28 versus a terrible defense is good, Dylan would have had 40 plus, but it's not just Dylan. It's Emmett. It's the system. So that's just my response. And if he does it against Penn State or Iowa, I mean, who knows? But we can only, that's like if an Iowa cheerleader could fly type question. I mean, all we're seeing is one game against a bad team, and 28 points isn't that much. So that's what, where I don't know if anyone coming from that angle with, what would Dylan have done if you're want to compare him head to head?
Okay. Thanks for the call, Drew. Appreciate it. So the first 2 points on my outline were, number one, it was against UCLA, whose defense is terrible. And what was the second point? Number two was the game script was on their side the entire time. So acknowledged. I am not sniffing glue. Not today. Not today, Josh.
Not today. Okay.
Not today. I couldn't tell you what Dylan would have done, but yeah, it was acknowledged. UCLA's defense stunk and Nebraska was ahead the entire game. Therefore, they could have picked their poison and done whatever they wanted to do. We were just talking a little bit about identity before. Does that make sense? Is that good? Dylan very well could have had a career game on Saturday night.
He could have.
Very well could have.
I think 4 touchdowns on their first 4 drives, first 4 real drives, quote unquote, is pretty good.
Well, but here's the thing: like if Dylan is in the game,
are you scoring quicker, having more drives?
I don't know. I don't know because, like I said, they still don't know how to use them properly. They're still floating around. They have been absolutely fantastic this year on scripted drives. Mm-hmm. So they would have scored on their first possession. I'm pretty sure of that.
UCLA dead last in the nation in sacks. So, I mean, not
a whole lot of pressure. Once again, UCLA's defense sucked. Hasn't been good all year. Game script was on their side. The first 2 points of the outline. Here's Jace Todd on the Prairie Flower Casino Zone hotline. Hi, Jace Todd.
Hey, Connor. Hey, Josh. How's it going? I had a tangent, but I'm going to say it for I have an opinion later in the week.
Okay.
But regarding this, I'm going to come at it from a different angle. And it's not who's better. It's not whatever. It's one game. I'm not even having that debate at this point. Talk to me after the bowl game. But and I'm just going to use some very made-up numbers here. But I think the angle I'm going to come at with is at some point, business has to come into play. Meaning, let's just say hypothetically that Dylan makes $4 million a year, and Latif makes $1 million a year, and so you're confident that Dylan's $4 million is going to net you 10 wins, and you're confident that $1 million is going to net you 8 wins or maybe 9 wins. At what point does the business aspect come into it, where it's more of a even if Dylan's better, we could take that extra $3 million and spread it around. We could get some more weapons, we get some more tools, we get some more whatever. So even if it's not a clear cut who's better, at some point, is it going to be a what's good enough, or those type of decisions? If that makes any sense.
Yeah. Thanks for the call, Jace Todd. Here's what I'd say to that. I do not believe you want to get into the game of telling people you're taking a discount at quarterback. even if it was, because I'm about to explain why that conversation is not really a factor here in a second, but like I don't.
But
we're Nebraska.
We could moneyball Nebraska football.
It's not like they just have like a hard number to deal with every year, and it's just like, okay, we have to allocate it specific. I mean, it kind of works like that, but not exactly. The second part here is the most important part. So listen up. Bullet point on the outline again. Dylan Raiola might get paid $3 million a year. Not all of it's coming from Nebraska.
Remember Panini,
Adidas,
Takis,
whatever. Like,
how come I never seen any of these commercials on TV?
They're all on Instagram.
But
did you know that commercials are all on Instagram now?
Okay.
Gosh.
No, I guess I didn't know that.
Commercials are on Instagram. Yeah.
Thank you.
Something you have to learn about the 21st century, or at least the 2020s.
I'm willing to learn.
So it's not like Nebraska's got to pay him a big chunk out of their rev share pot. Nebraska's got to pay him a good, they're facilitating NIL deals, but it's not like it's all coming out of it's not like it's all coming out of the Peds pocket to Dylan Raiola's checking account, But I understand the point. Like I get it. And my answer would be still no. Like I just don't think Nebraska wants to get into the game of saying, hey, I think we can get a quarterback on the cheaper here, so let's take the cheaper option. I just don't think you ever want to send that message. It's certainly not the message that Matt Rule was sending today.
Yeah.
In his press conference, which was, we have money now.
We got money.
Hello, please. We would like to pay you to come play football here. We have it. Bing bong. We have money.
Bing bong.
Yes, bing bong. We have money. That's what they would say. That's what he's saying to everyone, I think. Ken says, what's an Instagram and what's a TikTok? Also, what is social media? Great question.
You might be too far behind to catch up.
Yeah, that's a long answer. What did we learn in this conversation today, Josh? Did we learn anything? I don't know. Did anybody actually listen to it?
I don't.
Are they mad at me still?
I'm more confused.
People are still mad at me from Timeout Gate over the weekend.
We haven't even talked about that.
No.
I mean, I'm just fascinated. We can't even get on the same page about whether or not UCLA is bad.
Oh, really? Oh, wait. What's the pushback on that? They're good?
They beat Penn State.
Correct.
Someone said in the chat. They beat Michigan State by more points than Nebraska did.
Oh, we love the transitive property.
Connor, they beat Maryland.
Nebraska did that too?
Yeah.
I remember.
Again.
I was just going, mostly I was just talking about their defense, which statistically is bad. Yeah. I know people don't like when people say bad or good, but we do like to assign those type of labels to like a quarterback that you've seen for one game. Bad, good, bad,
bad.
One game.
Revelatory.
1 game, So I just don't think it's that far out of the the lexicon to be like, hey, look, UCLA, bad. That's okay. We could say that. Like I said, I'm not trying to take anything away from TJ Lateef. I do believe it needs to be mentioned in the conversation before we, like Nebraska had a great night on Saturday night. And in football games, Josh, like it's not just about you, it's also about the opponent.
Yeah, unfortunately. Takes two to tango.
Nebraska is better than UCLA. Game script was on their side the entire game. But I also believe all the other stuff I said about identity and what TJ brings because of what the coaching staff believes about him at this stage in his career.
I'm going to read a comment from Dwayne The Rock Hudson.
I love comments, Josh.
I think this is where I'm
comments never hang up
because I'm
ready to take their calls.
I'm in a big I don't know what's what with TJ Lateef. I know that's not a sexy talk radio response.
Yeah, pick a lane, Josh.
I don't know. Afternoon, Josh has brought it up before, but watching Dylon just isn't fun. I get people who are ready to move on.
Yeah, it feels grating at times, I think, because the gears are really turning for him. That's what I always think. I think
I can really see the seams.
Right. He's a slow. I think he processes through all the things. He knows all the things. I think he makes the decisions slower than you want him to make them. And that's why I say make it easier for him. But like I said, I think it's fundamentally against what they want to be. Like, I think it's all wrapped up in that. Matt Rule came to Nebraska and he wanted to be one thing, right? I mean, the offense wasn't very good when Heinrich Harburg was the quarterback, but they knew what they were doing, right? And so when you get Dylan Raiola, all these things just become available to you, whether it be in reality or not, right? They just become, whether it be better players, better wide receivers, pass catchers who want to play with them. Like Isaiah Hunter talks about it all the time. I'm here because I wanted to catch passes from Dylan Raiola, right? And then, what you can do with your offense. These doors all open up. And what I'm saying is Dana Holgerson is better. Nebraska's offensive is better when some of those doors are closed. You can just close them. You could just close them. Just close them. They're available to be closed. There's not door like right there. The doors are open, but you could just close them. And so what I'm saying is pick a lane. So the doors are closed prior when TJ Lateef is your quarterback at this stage in his development, at this stage in his career. And they never did that with Dylan because they gave him everything. Matt Rule admitted this. He said it out loud 150 times. We're going to treat him like he's a veteran. And I know they said that about Lateef today, but like you saw it. He passed it 15 times in the game, and like half of them were on rollouts, and none of them were down the field, except for on a design single read wheel route with a play action carry out. Like they made it easier for him. As much as they said they didn't, they did. They're liars.
Couple comments here. One from Joshua.
Hi, Joshua.
Greatest play in a loss, and see if you still want him as a starter. It's easy to cheer for a guy when all goes right and the running back goes off, which makes things easier on the quarterback.
I think it's totally fair, and that's why outline point 1 and 2 were in the PowerPoint.
Yes.
Yes.
This is from Dave. We expect 5 stars to be first-round draft picks. 4 stars like TJ get to be fun, imperfect players.
There is an expectation that comes along with it as well. There's no doubt. All right, now we can talk about timeouts.
Yes.
And things like that, whatever else you guys want to do. But if you guys still want to talk about this, we're here for another 30, 40 minutes.
Hello.
Wide open on the Connor Happer Show on 1620 The Zone.
Let's get back to the Connor Happer Show on 1620 The Zone.
Here comes the clown.
Touchdown, wow, indeed. Josh Johnson during the break, and I quote, I hate when the jackpots are big for the lottery.
I said that.
And it just felt like one of those things where it was you were going to be mad at something
Society.
that everyone talked about a lot, which you tend to do sometimes. But no, it was just work related, which is fine. Totally normal.
But the least funny person in your office is about to talk about this ad nauseum.
What is it?
All week.
What are we sitting at?
The Powerball is 800 million. The Mega Millions is 900 million or something like that.
Wow. Let me just keep those up, Josh.
Well, I had the music that I had to fill.
Music's gone. Music's gone now. Backlot Pizza and Kitchen is our half off deal this week at 1620thezone.com. In Elkhorn at 204th and Q. Detroit style pizza, delicious drinks, a comfortable place to sit and have a great meal. Backlot Pizza and Kitchen with exceptional food. And we have deals for you this week on top of the half off deal. So if you miss out on getting $50 for free from us this week on the Connor Happer Show, you can head to 1620thezone.com Friday at 9 for your half off deal, which will equal what's half of $50, Josh.
Don't tell me. I almost got this.
The quiz is happening right now. Pop quiz.
25.
Pop quiz, hot shot. You're right. $25. 1620thezone.com.
I'm taller.
Why were people so mad at me for saying that Matt Rule used timeouts? What happened?
This is a great question.
I can't figure it out.
Because Monday through Friday, it's, boy, Matt Rule couldn't coach his way out of a wet paper bag. But on Saturday, you try and joke around and have some fun with it, and it's, how dare you insult HCMR?
I guess the true deal here is like we're dealing with different people with different takes.
I would assume
all over the place.
It's a big audience.
And so at halftime, I debuted the Matt Rule timeout tracker, which we had done as a bit on like a crossover, right? We talked about, hey, what if we just, and then we guessed. We all put our guesses on the board.
Mm-hmm.
Prior to Saturday, Matt Rule had 24 timeouts available to take at his fingertips. And then everybody at 1620 The Zone guessed how many of the 24 he was going to take, and then how many of them were going to be questionable timeouts. And so the guesses ranged from 12 to 21 out of the 24 timeouts taken. Matt said that he's going to use 21 out of the 24 timeouts. So now Matt needs Matt Rule to take all but one timeout the remainder of the season, because he's taken 4. Somebody erroneously said that he's taken 5. He took 4 on Saturday night. So I said I debuted the timeout tracker at halftime with a little graphic. People love graphics, right? I figured why not make a graphic for it?
Helps people catch up if they're not listening to the show each and every day.
I'm going to read you a couple different responses.
Okay, censor yourself.
This one was from Nate. You and John picked against Nebraska. UCLA is trash! 100. And then I said, nope, I picked Nebraska to win 27-20, which I was almost exactly right, by the way.
I would like to take this moment to really just expose Josh and John as picking the Bruins, and Nick Grimm picked Nebraska.
Jeez.
Nick Grimm, the only accurate football predictor on unsportsmanlike conduct.
Who gave these idiots their accounts back? Funny.
It's a good line.
It's pretty funny. And then I did the update on the timeout to start the third quarter, which was that the one? That was the one where he took the timeout where apparently they had like 10 guys on the field and they took a timeout and then they scored one play later. People are like, "Well, how about now, bitch?" I was like, all right, take it easy. This is when people really started to get angry. This is when people really started to get
It was Saturday night. They had been lubing up all day.
11 Vert said you were better when you were banned.
Just the takes that must come from the account 11 Verts.
Yeah.
Good God.
I get a lot of like stick to Creighton stuff,
Okay.
Also, like,
That's fair.
did you see the touchdown that they scored afterwards? I was like, hey, it's cool. Caleb said add another tick to the insufferable media members tracker, and that got 12 likes.
Oh.
Sean said we had 10 guys on the field, you idiot. And that got 43 likes in the response. And then he quote tweeted it and like did another tweet about it. I'm like, Sean, you need to calm down,
He's
bro.
obsessed with you.
And then the final timeout was the most idiotic one I could ever imagine. Wait, I'm sorry. Hey, look, like we got to call it how it is. Now, it didn't end up being a factor in the game at all because Nebraska was in control and all that stuff. But Matt Rule is out here taking timeouts to challenge a call on or have the officials look at a call in which he thought the quarterback was in front of the line of scrimmage, but he was 2 yards behind it at least. Does he not have somebody in his ear saying, look, Matt, you don't do this. Do not challenge this. Do not use a challenge. Do not use a timeout. Do not pass go straight to jail. Do not take this timeout, please. You will not win.
He can always override that person, right? I'm sure someone...
I mean, he can't. That's it. I mean, Matt Rule is the king. He's the boss of the show. So if somebody gets in his ear and is like, hey, you need to not take this time out, he can always say, look, man, I got a hunch. I'm taking it. They're my timeouts, and I'm spending them. B word. And then he hangs up the headset. But he took that. He legit took that timeout. He took that timeout.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it could be you wanted a timeout anyway.
And then
people, like, well, let me challenge something.
And then people were mad on it. People were mad about it anyway. People were mad at me because I said that he took a timeout. And the graphic was just updated. Another X, a red X through the fifth UCLA timeout.
It's
he used
an
4 out of
excellent
6 in that
graphic.
game. And I said, it brings me no pleasure. I even said it brings me no pleasure to bring you this update that he has used another timeout.
That implies that it does bring you pleasure.
No, it doesn't. It shouldn't. I was being very real, Josh. Touchdown, wow. I did not feel that way when I was tweeting out this graphic. It brought me no pleasure.
Nebraska had 4 touchdown wows Saturday.
So, quit focusing on it. You're weird. That was a funny one. Let's see. And then there was some people that were agree. This is my favorite one. I almost forgot, from Joey Fats, who said, "Go bleep yourself." Also, Lee, you have no idea what you're talking about.
Hey! I know these people aren't listening to the show because they don't listen.
No, they
we
just
didn't
like
do
graphics.
This.
I didn't do it.
We didn't do this.
I didn't do
Matt Rule did this with his own actions.
I said it brings me no pleasure. It brings me no pleasure.
You saw that debacle a couple of games ago. Matt Rule did this.
That's the only reason why it's a bit.
Yes.
Because he loves taking timeouts. He took 2 timeouts on 1 possession in the third quarter of a close game against USC in a blackout. What the hell? That was stupid.
Also, we
give the Heisman now.
I don't want Matt McMaster ruling on what is a questionable timeout and what is not.
I agree. He had 4. He had 4 written on the board. I only really think 1 was questionable. Yeah. Now we're going to hash that out. I think this afternoon on the crossover.
Mm-hmm.
Or at least in my head, that's what we're going to do. But I think like maximum 2 questionable timeouts in that game. He did fine. He did fine, except for the stupid challenge.
Matt Rule. Not Matt Rule. Matt McMaster of you cannot take a timeout in the third quarter.
Yeah,
chiseled into marble.
Yeah,
unable to be.
That's
erased.
ridiculous.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous. Also, I don't care about first half timeouts. You could take as many. Take them all on back-to-back plays. Take them at the 15-minute mark of the first quarter, like Mike McD.
Oof.
Hey, but guess what? People are probably yelling at Mike McD for taking that timeout before the game even started. And guess what? They won.
They beat
so was
that
it
ass.
such a bad timeout now? That's probably what they're saying on Dolphins Twitter to the me of the Dolphins.
Tuanon is all over that timeout.
Me of the Dolphins is, saying, hey, Matt Rule or Mike McD, he's using questionable timeouts here, 15 minutes in the first quarter. And they're saying, bleep you, Connor of the Dolphins.
I imagine
we won.
The U of the Dolphins is tracking the length of Mike McD's capris each and every week instead of his timeouts.
Maybe he's artificially changing them so that they just get an inch shorter, shorter every week. It's like Jim from The Office with the nickels and the headset. Eventually he's just going to be naked.
Kirk Herbstreit's going to this is Thursday Night Football. You can't be wearing your underwear out there. You need to be fined.
Somebody had a take on that last week. Somebody from one of the teams was wearing really short shorts.
Yeah, there's a guy from Oklahoma wearing really short shorts, and Kirk Herbstreit was like, "This is not the game I love."
No. Kirk has. That would have been mean. I wasn't going to say that. He tweeted about his dog dying.
Anniversary, 1 year.
Yeah. All right. Here's Aaron.
Hi, Aaron.
I've come to a conclusion. And the worst depth of Husker football hell lives here. The you have to support the coach no matter what crowd hates snarky. They like sunshine and unicorns, even if unicorns don't exist. We know exactly who these people are on the internet, and they suck. These are the bootlickers of society, and I have a strong opinion on where society goes when they are the loudest. Yeah, I mean, it's yeah, I should probably just ignore it. But it was so funny that there was so much pushback because I thought everybody agreed that Matt Rule is a questionable game manager. I had pushed against it for a long time, actually. This is like when people call into Michael's show to say that I hate Emmett Johnson, but I don't.
Who would do such a
I
thing?
don't hate Emmett Johnson. Stop saying that. Soon enough, I'll tell you this, Josh. One of these days this week, I'm going to show up in a shirt that says Emmett Johnson for Heisman.
Really mess with the narrative.
No, I'm dead serious. That's happening.
Oh,
somebody
Okay.
they're sending me a shirt that says Emmett Johnson for Heisman.
Are you
And I'm
going to wear an Indiana football shirt as well?
Sure, I could dispel all the narratives that you want because I am not etched in stone anything guy. Maybe that's what makes me such a bad person. But I do believe in.
So you're a flip flopper.
I do believe in. Well, what did they call it during COVID? Unprecedented times. We're receiving more information.
These unprecedented times.
These are unprecedented times. From the 202.
Hi, 202.
I thought this was a funny bit, but then I looked at your comments from your tweets yesterday. Wow, people really do hate you. Wow! I know. It's amazing. I can't figure out why. I'm a really nice guy. I think if they all met me, they would like me.
I think so too. I like whenever you do something like this, there are two things that inevitably get dragged into the conversation. It is you doubting Indiana football.
Yep.
And
that one time I said Jeff Sims was going to be okay.
There's no mathematical way he could continue to turn the ball over like this, which was a pretty reasonable take. Now, Jeff Sims proved you wrong.
But then he went on to have his jersey in the Hall of Fame after he beat Iowa State one time. So I don't know. You tell me, was I really wrong in the first place? All right. We'll be back. Thank you for all the interaction. It's always great to hear from all of you folks. Have you heard the news? Stuff the Truck is back.
No, I actually haven't heard the news.
Well, you're about to hear it. It's
Okay.
Friday, December 5th and Saturday, December 6th at Westwood Plaza. It's not in our parking lot this year. It's in the TJ Maxx parking lot at Westwood, 132nd or 123rd, I'm sorry, and Center. So that's just save the date. Stay tuned.
A save the date.
A save the date, which people are going to appreciate. So Friday the 5th, Saturday the 6th of December, our Stuff the Truck. Your save the dates are in the mail. We'll be back after this on 1620 The Zone. I couldn't help but notice there's a couple people who are excited about Creighton basketball tomorrow. I couldn't help but notice it, Josh.
Who's excited?
Well, the regulars.
The regs?
I bet the Section 220 boys are.
What up, 220 boys? I'm going to come see you this season.
You keep saying that, which makes it worse if you don't. Remember that, Josh.
Well, I'm definitely going to, so.
Just remember that. At Gonzaga tomorrow. Maybe YouTube TV will come back so people can watch it, or maybe not. And you will have to listen to John Bishop on 1620 The Zone and 1019 The Keg.
As the director of audio for 1620 The Zone,
Central.
I would like to mandate that if ESPN and YouTube TV do reach an agreement, this station not report it until Wednesday morning.
Okay. I like that.
To juice our numbers.
You think it could be a good night for us?
Could be. Could pop a number.
I think if they do reach an agreement like at 7 o'clock tomorrow night, they owe us like a $20 credit.
I've already accepted my $20 credit.
I did too, because somebody sent me an email earlier like, yeah, it's in there. They're not going to send you a follow-up.
Yeah.
Like, why do they make it so confusing?
Well,
it's not. It's really not that
they
hard,
don't want to pay you.
Speaking of Creighton, they announced just one redshirt decision today. Alexa Dmitrievich will redshirt.
This is not surprising. Is that my understanding of the situation?
Correct.
Okay.
You'd be right about that.
Nailed it.
Maybe if there was a surprise, you would consider, Hudson Greer did not suit up for Creighton's season opener against South Dakota.
Many were talking.
Leaving many to wonder what was going to happen with that. I would imagine this means he will not redshirt this year and give Creighton whatever he can. I don't know how many minutes are out there for him, but boy, he's an intriguing prospect and certainly had some moments during practice leading up to the season. You could see the vision, as the kids say. And then Jason Green will be back. And so the Jays should be full go tomorrow night at the Kennel.
Big matchup.
They're going to get a rocket in there tomorrow.
Creighton stays at 23 in this week's AP poll. I believe the Zags are now 19th.
I remember when Creighton played Gonzaga at home all those years ago. That game was like 100-100. It was one of the more fun games I've ever been to at the Chat.
Hello.
Creighton lost, but it was a very fun game to go to. So that is tomorrow. Of course, we'll have the preview for you then. It was the Huskers Sports Equinox over the weekend with all of the teams winning on the same day. I was there to watch Nebraska women's basketball take down Samford.
So many dubs Saturday.
Getting it done. Volleyball swept and obliterated everyone in their path again. And men's basketball took down FIU with a trip dub from Rink Mast. Hello.
Yeah.
Rink Mast. Shout out to Rink Mast. Nebraska basketball getting Maryland Eastern Shore this week, and then they'll play Creighton on Friday. And then the Huskers go to the Pentagon on Saturday. The Pentagon, the Samford Pentagon, to take on Oklahoma. So the basketball gets real around here very, very quickly. So good luck to everybody. Also, Creighton volleyball over the weekend, having their senior day, and they have one more road week, and then the tournament begins.
It's incredible that it's here already.
Tournament time. Speaking of getting serious, Emmanuel Clase. Ooh. Not touchdown wow for Emmanuel Clase. No, I said not touchdown wow, Gus. Get out of here.
We're not celebrating this story.
It's more of this.
We got to nail these scumbags.
We do. And one of them apparently is Emmanuel Clase. You remember? Yeah.
That's a dilemma.
Big dilemma.
Big dilemma.
Big dilemma.
67 years in prison type dilemma.
He's been indicted. I've been indicted? I'm being indicted? He's being indicted on some big time stuff. So Emmanuel Clase, the former all-star closer, and I think it's safe to say that he'll be banned from baseball for life. He in an affidavit filed, His alleged actions date back to May of 2023. And then Luis Ortiz, the other person who was implicated in this and it was also indicted, he began in apparently June, and some things were flagged. Class A's actions are alleged to have benefited bettors by a sum of $700,000. And Ortiz's accrued to the benefit of co-conspirating gamblers by a sum of $60,000. Basically, it's this. Class A was asked by corrupt bettors to throw balls at a certain miles per hour to start innings. And
just one throwaway pitch to start an inning.
One throwaway pitch to start the innings, and then bettors who were in on this scheme would wager big money on these things, and he would come through for them, and then Class A would get a cut of that money. And this was eventually found and flagged by Major League Baseball. So this happened on several different occasions spanning from May of 2023 until the end of May of 2025. Here's some examples. May 19th was the first instance, and this was located. Bettors allegedly made a roughly $27,000 bet on a Class A pitch that was supposed to be faster than 94.95 miles per hour. He came through for them. June 3rd of that year, bettors allegedly made a $38,000 bet that a Class A pitch was going to be slower than 94.95 miles per hour and called a ball. The old same game parlay. So you get the you get the idea here. Admittedly, I'm now seeing we should probably get rid of that for the next segment. Anyway, Class A benefited off of this greatly, and he will now very likely is facing some significant prison time. Now, as always, when we see these affidavits and the reports from the feds, we get to the nitty-gritty details. And there was one instance that sort of went viral yesterday as people were poring over the affidavit. This is from it. Class A threw a pitch that appeared to be a ball, but then the batter swung. The batter was found to be Dodgers outfielder Andy Pages.
Ah, yes.
Resulted in a strike and leading better 1 and better 2 to lose their wagers. Of course, this is out of Class A's control. All he's in control of is throwing a ball, a pitch that is unlikely to be swung at. You as the batter, though, you can control whether you swing the bat or not. And sometimes, yes, you swing at bad pitches. So approximately 20 minutes after the bettor lost the wager on May 28th, 2025, that bettor sent a text to Emmanuel Class a GIF of an image of a man hanging himself with toilet paper. Class A.
How's that possible?
Even though the Guardians won the game, Class A approximately 10 minutes later responded to this person with a GIF image of a sad puppy dog face.
Okay.
Even though the Guardians had won, you would think the Guardians had won. Very happy. No, sad. Andy Pages swung at a ball.
Is Andy Pages gambling on games too?
No, I think
First
he just
pitch
took
strike?
I think he just took a bad swing.
Okay.
I think he just took a bad swing in that case. Although, I mean, that would be
something to look at.
An added layer to this situation. So, basically, wasn't throwing games, but pretty damn close.
It's throwing pitches.
Not
in the sense of, well, I go out there and I throw pitches.
Yeah. And I say this with all of the knowledge of what I'm about to say in the world. The individual pitch by pitch prop bets too much. too easily manipulated. I mean, right? It's just, I know you could bet on anything, but that feels like something that could be closed down in a hurry, and it probably would be advantageous to just about everybody. Major League Baseball players who are not then, potentially being sought after by these corrupt bettors who are like, hey, if you just throw a ball, I mean, you could
one pitch.
You could still strike the guy out. Do whatever you got to do. Just throw me a ball real quick.
The World Series game had 600 pitches.
I'll give you $70,000 if you just throw a ball.
Where would you like me to place it, sir?
And that's basically what happened here with Emmanuel Clase. I'm not trying to make him sound, innocent or like he was, not a willing participant in this, because he very clearly was. But, you get the point. Maybe the pitch by pitch stuff is not the best way to go.
If anyone from the mob is listening, I would accept $70,000 to throw a segment.
What?
There's 12 of them every show.
Dude, you're going to get indicted.
I'll tank one.
What the hell, Josh? You're going to ruin a segment of the show?
Are people betting on our show? And if so, are they betting for us to succeed or fail?
Well, if you knew, then you'd be throwing it one way or the other, Josh.
Right.
I'd say you should approach the show every day as if people bet on it to be good. And then you have to come through for them.
That would surprise me, but I do like coming through for the audience.
Chris writes in on the Equitable Bank inbox, this shouldn't be an issue. Didn't affect the outcome of the game. If degenerate gamblers are the only people affected, then I don't care.
First of all, we don't use the D word.
What an interesting take. No, but it does affect. It doesn't necessarily affect directly the outcome of the game, but you can't have players gambling on game or conspiring to gamble on games that they're playing, and you see that's the issue, right?
It's rule 1 in the clubhouse.
Yeah, don't bet on baseball.
Yeah,
don't bet on baseball.
I think rule 1A is really don't bet on your game.
Super don't bet on baseball. Yeah, those would be both the first two rules. All right, let's take a quick break. We'll be back after this on 1620 The Zone. Hey, check this out.
Okay.
We got still a few weeks before Nebraska and Creighton get together on the hardwood on the men's side. We only have 2 days on the women's side.
Whoa.
Yeah, that's coming up this week at PBA. But on the men's side, taking a look at our KenPom ratings, just doing some scrolling this morning.
As you do.
I do. I have to admit that. Nebraska 42, Creighton 43. Side by side.
Hello.
The brothers Nebraska in arms. Right next to each other right now. 42 and 43. Nebraska ranked in front of Creighton on KenPom.
Some people would say that to that.
Nebraska ranked ahead of Creighton. Is that what you said?
Nebraska, one spot ahead
Wow.
of the Blue Jays. Indeed. Touchdown. Wow.
Played more games though, right?
Yes, 2 compared to 1, but I don't think that
Does that
has
matter?
much of an. I mean,
Okay.
it's another data point.
Mhm.
Another data point. Just data points to consider. Okay. So the polls at Happer Show on the JTech Construction Zone Twitter feed. We had a couple today. Are you a Papa Shot king? I'm probably okay at it, but would never claim that.
No.
73% say no.
I was kind of surprised by that.
Is flying a handful of times a year a lot? I don't think so. A handful of times.
I mean, it really depends on handfuls doing a lot of work there in that poll question.
I mean, it's up to your judgment.
Yeah, I would say no, probably not.
60% say yes. Well, just wait till that Breeze Airways starts getting up and going, and all the people out of Lincoln will just be flying to Orlando and Orange County and Vegas just constantly for $12. Should touchdowns now be called touchdown wows?
Absolutely. Do it, cowards.
64% say no, unfortunately. And those are the poll questions today. Josh, what are we
Think outside
watching?
the box. We're watching the National Football League, which is a thing we can totally do. Eagles, Packers, a pretty good game tonight at Lambeau. It's on ESPN and ABC, so you and I cannot watch it. Don't expect us to talk about this tomorrow.
No.
You can listen to it on 1620 The Zone if you're a YouTube TV subscriber.
That's how I'll do it.
The Manning cast is on tonight. It includes guests Quinta Brunson, Shane Gillis, and Bob Iger. He runs Disney.
Interesting.
I'm sure Peyton and Eli will ask him some tough, hard-hitting questions.
Interesting.
NBA tonight on Peacock, 6 o'clock start in Detroit, where your number 1 in the East seeded Pistons host the Washington Wizards.
Do not tell me who is what standing in any conference on November 10th ever again, Josh.
Hawks Clippers, 9:30 on NBA TV. College basketball, number 4 UConn hosts Columbia, 5:30 on FS1. Maine is at Rutgers tonight, 5:30 on BTN. Mississippi State is at number 16 Iowa State, 7 o'clock on ESPNU. Netflix has a new 4-part docuseries called Marines. It follows members of the 31st Marine Expeditionary Unit, the U.S. military's force in readiness in the Pacific. Interesting. I don't think we want cameras following the Marines around.
Our armies?
Yeah. I don't.
Don't you want the truth?
I want the truth. I don't want the other countries having the truth or the knowledge of how things work. And finally,
it was just all redacted.
Maybe.
Or maybe it's an episode of Chasing 3 where it just doesn't happen if we lose.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
All right. That was a low blow. I'm sorry.
NBC tonight, 7:30. The Peacock series, The Paper, comes to television.
Oh, for God's sake.
It is. They desperately want you to make this Office spinoff a thing, and America has said no, in lockstep.
I watched the first episode of Pluribus last night.
How was it?
I am very interested.
Okay.
It's the whole episode is just what the hell? And there's a second episode that's already there, and I haven't watched it yet.
Is it just confusing, or is it?
No, it can't be confusing yet because they're just trying to like immerse you in the world.
Okay.
They're trying to like.
But they're throwing a lot at you here.
I mean, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah. It doesn't. Yeah. Yes. I would recommend it so far.
Connor recommends.
Also, Sam writes in,
Sam.
are you guys not antenna bros? You know, actually, I'm not.
No.
I could borrow one from my dad. My dad has probably 14 of them. He loves setting up antennas.
I pay for the subscription
Yeah, I know.
to the service.
Exactly.
To have the service.
Yeah. What am I supposed to say? Put the,
I'm not.
it's not really antennas anymore either. It's just like a bar. It's not even, you don't even have to have the stupid bunny.
I'm not going through back channels or doing extra work to watch TV. I pay to watch the TV.
Josh, as lazy as it sounds,
Yeah.
I agree with you completely.
I would really like to watch this football game tonight.
But I'm not a Packers fan, so I don't really care that much. Like Sam has to be an antenna bro tonight.
Sure.
But like
if I miss it, I'll watch college basketball or something.
I had to watch Chargers Steelers last night and wanted to throw up.
All right, thanks, Josh.
Thank you, Connor.
That's it for us today. If you missed anything, 1620thezone.com is where you can find it. The crossover is next.